estimate is 3 hours and 45 minutes over your dinner hour, so sit back, relax, and let's watch some Avengers. Time will start when I click OK. Alright, so here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so like I said, I am the real Shorts Boy, and I've been playing LEGO Marvel's Avengers for about 2 years now. I took a long time off. I'm a teacher, and so during the school year I don't have a whole lot of time, but during the summers I get summer nights to run this. But LEGO Marvel's Avengers is one of my favorite games. I love the Avengers personally. I'm a huge fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The movies are great. This game plays through the first 2 Avenger movies, so the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. We'll be doing 6 chapters from each of the movies. If you notice, this scene is not from the first Avenger movie. This game actually starts off with the first chapter of Age of Ultron, because it's going to introduce all the Avengers. We can see our first trick right away. I start off as Hawkeye. I'm going to switch to Black Widow and actually just jump right across the river. And Hawkeye is going to follow, and I just switch to Hawkeye. That way I don't have to use electricity, build a bridge, make it, whatever. So I skip all of that. This game is very step-by-step gameplay. There are so many things, there's so many rooms where I'm going to have at least 2 Avengers, and each step throughout the room I have to use the other Avenger, so I'm going to be switching back and forth a lot. There's going to be a lot of switching in this game. That's the first room for this chapter. Now we're going to move into another room with Hulk and Iron Man. Each of the Avengers have different abilities, obviously, but you will see all of the abilities throughout this run. And there will be time to talk about each of the Avengers later. These rooms are not very long, so there's not a lot of time here. But if you notice, as I do each step, as I call it, with each Avenger, there's usually a short little cutscene. There are so many cutscenes in this game, and that's what makes the run so long. There is a replay story version for this game, a category for this game, and it's about 2 hours long. And it skips part of the cutscenes, or some of the cutscenes, but it mostly skips the hub sections for each. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, that was Iron Man and Hulk's special ability together. I'll explain that coming up too. Anyway, like I said before, we play 12 chapters in this game. Each chapter, except for this first one, has a hub section or an overworld section, and then it moves into the main movie part of the level. But for this first chapter, we're just playing a part of the movie. So this is one of the last sections. I'm using Thor and Captain America. So by now, I have used the 6 main Avengers. And like I said, they all have different abilities, and I'll talk about their abilities in a little bit. We have a long ways to go to explain it. Since we're talking about Avengers, if you have a favorite Avenger, go ahead and tell everybody who your favorite Avenger is. I'll be telling you guys who my favorite Avenger is at the 3rd chapter, because it focuses on that Avenger. So go ahead and share your favorite Avenger. So building in this game goes pretty quickly. So then, with this, in this last room here, we have Thor and Iron Man. They're supposed to go down in the trench there to avoid this turret, but beating those flames takes a little bit longer. I had an unfortunate switch there. And so we fly around with Thor. When the car flips over, it always kills us. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But now Captain America came over all by himself without getting shot by the turret, which is really nice. So that I don't have to waste time putting the flames out. Before, when I put the flames out, there was a little bit of a slow animation because it does every flame kill in slow motion. Here's another pad, a team pad. Captain America and Thor is actually the most often used pad in the game, so we're going to be seeing that hammer a lot. He's going to be putting the hammer down a lot. So now we're going to get another cutscene. If you remember in Age of Ultron, by the way, I suppose I should say, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the Avengers or Age of Ultron, I'm going to be talking about more than what's just in this game. The game will play through it, and you'll get the gist of the movie through the game, but there are other things too that I'll be talking about. For example, this is from Age of Ultron. This is the opening scene of Age of Ultron. And then after, I have one more room yet. After this, we're going to go back to the original movie, the first movie, and play through that. So I have a little Avengers trivia while this cutscene plays out. Prince is along commentating with me, and he's a big Avengers fan too. So Prince, I have a question for you.
What's that?
So, a character named The Other hands Loki his scepter that he's going to use a lot in the first movie. Who gave The Other the scepter to give to Loki? Think about it. I'll ask you in a little bit after this room. I'll ask you if you have an answer. Alright? So see if you can figure that one out. This next room, we're going to start off as Iron Man. And he's going to be flying around the castle, and I just need to shoot a bunch of enemies, a bunch of the Ultrons. We'll be doing this flying thing quite a few times, especially later in the game. It's RNG where the enemies will be. It's RNG what weapons they can drop. Like, a couple of them will drop a missile every once in a while. But if I get a big kill streak, if I kill a bunch in a row, then I get power-ups. Like, I'll have a shield around me, that's the first power-up, and then I'll be shooting a laser. That's the next one. Oh, I switched a little too early. I thought I got the last one there. There we go. The elusive last enemy. Alright, so that quick little cutscene. Then I'm gonna be Captain America. And I have to build this mortar and eventually push it around. Now, the Avengers have special attacks around enemies. The normal melee attack is... I'm playing on Xbox, so the normal melee attack is X. But if you get too close to an enemy, you can press B, and then it does a longer animation. It does a special attack on the enemy. It looks really awesome, but it takes too long. So when I'm pulling levers, which is also B, or when I'm attacking these turrets, which is also B, I just need to make sure that I don't have any enemies by me. Otherwise, I'm going to get stuck attacking them instead. There's another slow motion fire attack. I will especially in the next chapter, I will probably do that long animation on accident quite a few times because there are so many enemies. So here I'm going to jump on the ledge. It's very hard to do because you've got the flames on one side and you've got a death or not a death plane, but you fall down on the other side. Come on now. It's best if you get it first try, because the flames aren't fully loaded or something like that. I don't really quite understand it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Oh, the flames are reaching all the way over here. There we go. Alright, we're finally around. And that was the last turret. Iron Man is going to, now that he's not being shot at, now he's going to shoot the door open for me. I'm going to go right in. Then we've got the last of the chapter. Or the end of this cutscene here. The end of the chapter.
Sentry mode.
So all of these cutscenes are from the movies. They're very accurate to the movies. The only difference is LEGO likes to add funny things into the background of each one. For example, if you notice, Tony Stark's wearing his boxers. No pants. And Scarlet Witch is sneaking up behind him with a plant so that he doesn't see her. I think these cutscenes are hilarious. Also, keep an eye out. Throughout the game and the cutscenes, you will see chickens and flying pigs and pink milkshakes, strawberry milkshakes. It's awesome. I love it. I love how they added those things into this game. Prince, do you have anything you want to add about this first chapter?
Not really. You've covered basically all of it.
Alright, so that chapter was called Struck Off the List because one of the main bad guys is Baron Strucker. We're going to go through these end chapter things. Now we're going to flash back all the way to the beginning of the first Avengers movie. So now, Prince, here's your trivia question. The other gives Loki his scepter, but who gave the other the scepter to give to Loki?
Well, I would figure it would be Thanos. And I thought in one of the movies, Thanos said something to Loki about "I gave you the scepter."
Mm-hmm. You are correct. It was Thanos. Very good. The next trivia question is, which Mind Stone, or I just gave it away, didn't I? Which Infinity Stone is in the staff?
Isn't it the Space Stone?
It is not the Space Stone. It's the Mind Stone. I know, I gave it away. But that's how Loki is able to control Hawkeye in this chapter. And he's going to try to control Tony Stark quite a while later. So I suppose, yeah, so the Mind Stone, so I gave that away. Alright, there's a big trick here, a big skip found by Prince, where I won't have to use a scanner, wall jump, build a ladder, things like that. Instead, I can just take Nick Fury and I can get up on the second story without those things. The problem is, this big character selection screen is in my way while I do it. So hopefully it'll go away before I actually get to the edge here. Look at that, first try. Also, I turned invisible early so that I don't have to turn invisible once I'm up on the edge here. This would be a good time to talk about these three characters' special abilities. So, Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., he has a gun and can shoot enemies at a distance. He also, if I press B, his special ability is to turn invisible, as you saw here. It's very useful because the enemies don't attack an invisible person, because I can't see them. But also I can get to switches like that, that's guarded by a green laser. Phil Coulson's special ability there is a grenade. He can also use he can actually use all the S.H.I.E.L.D. Scanners. And Maria Hill can also use all the S.H.I.E.L.D. scanners. You see one in the background there. That's what I'm talking about, S.H.I.E.L.D. scanner. So there's that kind of shield scanner, but then there's also this kind of shield scanner where I pull up my own personal device and I have to hit 4 targets. Come on, there we go. Shiny Legos like that need a grenade. Need some kind of explosive to break them. That's why I had to use Phil Coulson earlier. I jump into the truck with Nick Fury because I need him and his invisibility to step on this pad so that it reveals a shield scanner, which I'm going to use with Coulson. And now we're going to get into the elevator.
Access granted.
So that was the hub section for this chapter, an overworld section. You can actually play, once you beat the game, you can play at the SHIELD headquarters or SHIELD base or whatever that is. There's a lot of missions to do. You can get a bunch of gold bricks. You can unlock a bunch of characters and things like that. It's really fun. I love doing the hub sections outside of any percent. In fact, my favorite is the Manhattan hub. It is ginormous. Prince, do you remember doing co-op on that one?
The 100% co-op of this game that we did at SGDQ was amazing.
Yeah,
even though we didn't know what we were doing.
It was a lot of fun. The any percent for this game, or the 100% for this game, single player is over, I don't know, probably 24 hours. It'd take longer than 24 hours, I don't know. But the co-op time right now, the world record is 13:01 or something, 13 hours and a minute or something like that. But the Manhattan section alone, the Manhattan hub, took me, by myself, 6.5 hours to do. And I think together, Prince and I, doing co-op, it took us about 3:15 or something like that.
Something like that.
But, you know, that's co-op. And co-op in this game is really nice because the camera doesn't necessarily keep you together. It's called dynamic co-op. So it'll split your screen and you can go wherever you want. In fact, you can even go into different loading zones in different rooms and you can do other things. And actually, I'm going to be using that in a hub in a couple chapters from now. But that was really nice. That's how we did Manhattan in less than half the time.
Sir, those agents don't seem so friendly anymore.
Some of you might be wondering, well, in a lot of LEGO games, 1P2C saves a ton of time. So why isn't Shortsboy doing 1P2C in most of these sections? That's because of all the cutscenes. There are so many cutscenes. It is ridiculous that if I were to try doing co-op, I would, you know, with my second controller, I'd be able to get 10 steps and then we'd have another cutscene and I have to stop. So 1P2C isn't very handy in a lot of these rooms. There we go. But we're switching back and forth between characters constantly. In this room especially, I went from Hawkeye to Nick Fury, Hawkeye to shoot that, and I'm going to use Nick Fury again, and then I have to switch back to Hawkeye. So I could be using 1P2C, but there is enough time to switch in between characters that I really would not be saving a whole lot of time at all. I would just be causing myself more frustration because I'd have to try and do 2 at once. It really doesn't save that much time. But there are a few exceptions. And the hub section in a couple chapters is one of those where 1P2C is really nice. Also, when we get there, in a chapter called Korea Prospects, 1P2C is really, really nice. And I'll explain that later. I'm going to talk about Hawkeye now, while we have him here. Hawkeye has 5 different kinds of arrows that he can shoot. If I'm just going to shoot at an enemy, it's totally random which arrow I'm going to get. But when I shoot at a specific thing, when I'm facing that specific thing or target a specific thing, it'll shoot the arrow that I need for it. So already in this run, I've used Hawkeye's yellow arrow, which is a heat arrow, kind of like a laser. Oops. And so it can shoot at gold bricks, gold Legos. Then he has a blue arrow, which you just saw there, and that's a high frequency arrow that I can use to break glass open. He has a grenade arrow, which is used to break open the sparkly blue Legos. Then he has a regular arrow, which doesn't do anything special. And then he has a poisonous gas arrow, which I won't be shooting at anything on purpose. If I do shoot a poisonous gas arrow, it'll just be at an enemy, and the game picks that arrow for me.
I am Loki of Asgard. We have no quarrel with your
Um,
An ant has no quarrel with a boot.
so now, if during the cutscene there you saw that Loki is manipulating both Hawkeye and Dr. Selvig. And I love what LEGO does with Dr. Selvig. He's throwing flowers in front of Loki on the way, smiling while he's doing it. I love it.
These vehicles.
Again, these cutscenes are very accurate to the movie, except in the movie he shoots a gun here. In the LEGO game, we're gonna shoot a less violent bow and arrow.
They have the Tesseract. Shut them down.
This next room is an exception to the rest of the game. Normally, you need to switch between characters so often to do step-by-step things. But in this room, I can be one character the entire time. I can be Maria Hill. She can do all these things. The two characters I have here are Maria Hill and Agent Williams. Agent Williams, I believe, is just a made-up character for this game. I don't know if he's specifically named in the movie or not, but all of his lines are unique to this game. They're not from a movie.
I can
Maria
actually
Hill's-
answer that for you.
Okay.
Agent Williams is made up for this game. However, he is presumably S.H.I.E.L.D.'s version of Hydra Bob, who is a sidekick of Deadpool.
Okay. Thanks for answering that for me. So, their special abilities, Maria Hill can use a shield scanner, she has a gun, she can also do this special puzzle scanner
Just need some firepower.
that I've done actually a few times already in this game. Agent Williams, he can use a regular shield scanner, but he can't do this one. So, Maria Hill can do everything Agent Williams can, except this scanner, which only she can do. She and Nick Fury, Scarlet, or Black Widow. I want to say those are the only three characters that we use in any percent that can actually do that kind of puzzle.
Whoa, is that standard issue? Isn't this break
Alright,
at least
so
5 health and
that
safety
was the
rules?
room. Now that I've built my truck, I'm gonna slam through the door here. I'm still Maria Hill, the driver,
Those shutters really
but if I
are.
press Y, I can switch to Agent Williams on the turret. This part reminds me of The Dark Knight, Batman the Dark Knight, in the movie when they are transporting Harvey Dent
I have no
to
idea.
another jail.
Wait, I thought you were a field agent.
They're underneath Fifth Avenue or whatever, lower Fifth Avenue, and then they're driving through and getting shot at and whatnot. But anyway, I just saw The Dark Knight, so that's why it reminds me of that. Every time I shoot these cars, they have a couple iframes, and they each take 3 hits. I could just aim at one and keep shooting and eventually kill it, but it's actually quicker. Overall, it's like 45 seconds quicker to just go back and forth between the cars. The previous world record holder, I'm shooting, there you go. The previous world record holder would just hold it at one car and wait for the iframes.
Is it
Wasn't
okay
that
for me
me?
to interject for a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we have a list of games that we you're auctioning off for the charity, I'd like to remind people it isn't on the speedrun.com page if you go to donate, but if you just leave it in your comments, you can get your hands on some pretty cool games. I believe we have Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 3, Harry Potter Years 5 to 7, and Lego Worlds. You're going to be closing the auction at the end of the marathon, so just to let you guys know. Thanks.
We also have Lego Batman 1.
Ooh. Those all sound like really good games. Yeah, shoutouts to LEGOthon and the people that put this together. I don't know when the last time LEGOthon happened, but the people that did it aren't able to do it anymore. And so shoutouts to the LEGO speedrunning community for coming together and putting this on this summer. Alright, so Prince, I have another trivia question for you.
Okay.
Which famous actor voices Arnim Zola in this game? I'll give you a hint. You and I have a soft spot for this voice actor. We're a huge fan of this actor or actress. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. But this was just brought to my attention just this week. I always thought that Arnim Zola was his real character from the movies, and actually his movie lines are from that voice actor. But all the made-up lines that we're going to see here soon, those are from one of our favorite actors or actresses. So let's see if you can guess who that is coming up. By the way, Prince, who is your favorite Avenger?
It goes back and forth, but mostly it's Iron Man.
It's Iron Man? Iron Man is a really good choice. He is very good for this game. Actually, you bring a good point because I'm going to be Iron Man next. Well, actually, Tony Stark next. But Tony Stark / Iron Man has a lot of abilities for this game. And we're going to see just about every one in this next hub section. So I'll talk about Tony Stark next and his special abilities. So I've already talked about Hawkeye. Is there anything else you want to say about Hawkeye?
Where's Barton now?
Something they actually do well here is they portray him as they do in the movies, where he's actually left-handed in the movies as well as in here in the Lego game.
Yeah, they do. However, during that cutscene where in the movie he's using a gun to shoot at Maria Hill, in the cutscene he shoots right-handed.
Just you and me.
That's the only time that I know of there he shoots right-handed. I read something that Hawkeye, the character, the comic book character, is ambidextrous and can shoot with either hand. But like you said, the actor Paul Burton, he's left-handed, and so he usually shoots left-handed in the movies and stuff like that.
Signature that's too weak for us to trace. There's no one that knows gamma radiation like you do.
I love the guy with the lampshade on his head.
Just you and me.
Alright. So we're gonna be here at Stark Tower. Prince, I don't think you've ever been to New York City.
I've been to Ellis Island and Liberty Island, so technically I was in New York City.
So you've seen Manhattan, right?
Yep.
And I don't know how many of our viewers have been to Manhattan, but the Stark Tower in the movies is placed where the MetLife Tower is in Manhattan. That's one of the more famous skyscrapers.
Of course they are.
I hope I can go to New York City someday.
My next question, how does it feel?
I love architecture and old buildings and things like that.
Know that now, would I? Maybe.
Alright, so here we go. We've got Tony Stark here. He's got all kinds of abilities. The first ability that I'm going to show here is the handheld shield scanner.
Shouldn't you answer that? It could be serious. Phil sounds pretty shaken.
Phil. His first name is Agent.
And then Tony Stark, when you hold Y, which is the switch button, when you hold Y, you can actually pick which Iron Man suit you want to jump into. which is really neat. He's one of the few characters that can do that.
Come on in. We're celebrating.
So if I were to switch to Iron Man, I could do all kinds of other abilities. A lot are the same,
Avengers? Which
but there's a couple more that
I
you
know
can do.
nothing about.
For example, an Iron Man suit would be able to blow up that box there,
I didn't know that.
whereas Tony Stark
Yeah,
cannot.
apparently I'm volatile.
One of Tony Stark's other abilities is he is able to fix things. He's a very good mechanic, very good technician. So he puts on his welding helmet, and he's going to fix this robot here. And then the third ability that Tony Stark has is that he can use a shield scanner. I gotta come up with different words for a shield scanner and shield scanner. So we're gonna build it here. I'm gonna stand in front of it and wave. Alright. Tony Stark also has the ability to solve puzzles, which I'm about to do right here. This puzzle is extremely difficult. It shows you exactly what to do. However, clicking those buttons are very difficult. It looks easy, but actually clicking on the button is really hard.
What is all this?
So now, in the Avengers movie, Tony Stark is being introduced to these three guys, Thor, Bruce Banner, and Captain America.
Okay. I'm going to take the jet.
So, going back to favorite Avenger, so Prince, your favorite Avenger is Iron Man?
Yep.
My favorite Avenger is Captain America. So this chapter is unique because while it's related to the Avenger movie, we have to go back to Captain America, the first Avenger movie, where we're going to learn the background of Captain America. We're also going to learn the background of Bucky Barnes a little bit and how those two are friends. Because an extra level in this game is from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And so they felt like they needed to introduce Bucky Barnes in order to introduce him as the Winter Soldier. This section here, this first room, is from the Avengers. Although I think it's an end credit scene, right, Prince?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. I remember when these movies came out and the end credit scenes were just epic. You know, you were like, oh no, you know, I want to keep watching. Things like that. It kept everybody in the theaters for the whole credits. You know, that was really cool. Alright, just like every other room in this game, I have to switch between characters. And then Kobe. Alright, so one thing I should talk about is, you see in this boxing ring, there's a bunch of boxes with white, well, I call it white lights coming out of them. But that means that there's something in those boxes that you need. And so in this case, it held the pieces that I need to make this boxing dummy. There's no way that I could skip any of this. I have to do everything in this order, because it unlocks the next thing, which leads to the next thing, which leads to the next thing. I can't just skip to the last step, which makes this speed run. I don't know. It's not what speedrunners like. Speedrunners, in general, like to skip to the end. They like to find the shortcuts. But this game, you have to do so many things the intended way. And here's just another example. There was no way that I could build this without having doing the other things first. Plus, if you look at the top, it's the third goal. I have to do each of the goals. Alright, so now we're going to move into Captain America, First Avenger. That's the Red Skull. And this is Arnim Zola. So, Prince, do you have a guess as to who does the extra lines for this game? Which voice actor?
Does he appear in a Star Wars movie?
Yes.
Is he also in Indiana Jones?
That I don't know.
Then I would have to say it is Mark Hamill.
It is Mark Hamill. Good guess. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was totally surprised to find out that Mark Hamill, while he's sitting on the island waiting for Rey to find him, he found time to voice act this game.
Wait, is that radio of yours broken again? I hope you're receiving
It
this
was really
message.
neat. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the abilities of Captain America now. In my opinion, besides being my favorite Avenger, in my opinion, he is near the top of the game, top Avenger for this game, because of his ability to throw the shield and kill a lot of enemies at once. In this game, the enemies, there are so many enemies, and they all take like 4 hits to kill. If I'm just going to sit there and punch, it takes like 4 hits. But when I target them with Captain America's shield, it only takes 1 hit and they're all dead. So if I want to knock out a bunch of enemies quickly, I'm going to do it with Captain America. I prefer to be him whenever I do have to kill a bunch of enemies, because it goes so much quicker. I believe I could switch to Bucky Barnes here and I could shoot the enemies, but even then I'm not sure that one shot could kill each enemy at a time. So I definitely prefer to be Captain America. Alright, these giant turrets, if you're not familiar with Captain America, the first Avenger, in the movie, the Red Skull is the main bad guy, and he uses the Tesseract to build these weapons, these super powerful weapons for Hydra. And they are very, very powerful. They will kill you in an instant in this game. But this turret here, it has to go through 2 cycles of shooting before the shield will go down and I'm able to break it. This turret here, it will go through 3 cycles of shooting before the shield comes down and I can attack it. So again, a speedrunner would look for a way to get to it early, but there is absolutely no way to do that yet. This game isn't run by very many people. I think Prince and I are the most recent runners of this game, although a runner named Dev, he has played the replay story. He's got the world record in replay story. The other ability that Captain America has is putting out flames like that, and I'm going to use that ability many times throughout this game because the game makes me do it. But how I do that is I walk up to the flame, I press B to put my shield like down or in front of me, and then I use A to jump onto the flame itself. Sometimes, and I don't know why, sometimes when I'm next to a flame and just press B, it'll do the animation all by itself, which is nice. It saves me 1 less button to press. But sometimes this game is very touchy with its buttons. I could press the button and the game won't read it, and so sometimes I'll press B and then A like I'm supposed to, but it won't read my B button input, and I'll just jump into the flames and usually die. So it's a big time loss whenever that happens. Bucky Barnes has a special ability where he has grenades, and whenever we see shiny Legos, like up there, I need to use an explosive. So I'm going to aim up there and throw it. With Bucky, I'm very careful to make sure that the grenade actually sticks to the target that it's supposed to stick to. I've done it a few times where I'm careless and I just assume that it's stuck, and then the grenade is actually a long ways away and I waste a ton of time. Here's an example where the Tesseract weapon is very strong. It'll just kill me in an instant. There's nothing I can do except put my shield down and then run up to the enemy. It'll happen again later in this chapter. if once I get close enough, then I can start attacking that enemy. But I cannot throw my shield at him because by the time I line it up, he's already killed me with his laser. It was important to switch to Bucky in the elevator because once I gain control of my characters in this part, there's a few seconds where I can't switch characters, and so I'll lose a few seconds waiting for that to happen if I don't do it in the elevator. Because I need his grapple, which is also a special ability of Bucky, and then I need his grenade to get through there. More cutscenes. This part is actually in the movie. That last room that we were in, I don't think that was in any movie. But it was, I think, a reference to Guardians of the Galaxy. That room looked a lot like the dungeon, or the prison, where they go to early in the movie. But this part is actually in the movie, where they're fighting on the catwalk. More flames that I need to put out. And that should put them all out, yep. And I'm gonna throw a grenade, switch back to Captain America, build. And then I have a diving board here to get up high. Nice, first try there. That usually doesn't happen. And I can attack Red Skull. There's one room left in this chapter. It's an iconic scene in the movie. It's where we lose Bucky Barnes. So the train section here. It's also where we lose Dum Dum Dugan. Poor guy.
You missed that window.
Did a little research and found out that the boxing scene was the end of credits scene for Captain America, the first Avenger.
Really? Okay. Well, I suppose at the end of the movie, you know, he's introduced. He realizes that he is not where he's supposed to, like, they're supposed to make him think that he's back in 1940, whatever it is. But then he realizes that the game on the radio, he was there, so he knows that it's fake. And he runs out into the middle of Times Square, and he's just amazed by all the technology, the cars. And so then the end credit scene is him in the gym, boxing. Getting us ready for this movie, where we have to get the Tesseract back from Loki. Here's another one of those enemies where their laser is super strong. I have to get back up here, but once I get up there, I need to put my shield down and hope that I don't get shot at, because I waste a lot of time. There's no way to dodge it. If he hits me once, he's gonna kill me. With Captain America, you can actually jump up on the edge of the train there and get up to the top, but it's a very risky trick, and it doesn't save that much time compared to just doing what's intended. Plus, it's easier if we do it the intended way, because of we need this for Bucky. And some other thing, it's complicated to explain now, but some other things get messed up if you just skip ahead with Captain America. So this is the only reason why I need Bucky on top of the train. There I moved before he actually threw it, so good thing I didn't switch. But I just needed Bucky to blow those up. Everything else can be Captain America. If I do 1P2C on this train, it'd be pretty pointless. Because I only needed Bucky for that one thing. So, again, another reason why I don't do 1P2C here. Here's something new that we haven't seen yet in this run. It's called a shield pad. Ultimately, I'm just going to be reflecting the laser, or whatever's being shot at me, back to where it's coming from. So in this case, I'm going to reflect this laser back at the golden bricks, because golden bricks take a heat source to break them. I'll put the flames out and get right into the cutscene. This is the last room for this chapter. all I need to do is just kill all the enemies that appear. So I'm going to get in one spot with Captain America, and I'm just going to keep throwing my shield at whatever I can target over here. I'm trying not to let any enemies pass me, because then I got to shoot backwards. I'm not exactly sure what the trigger is to end the cutscene, but I think it is kill all the enemies. So I want to make sure I don't get one behind me that I miss. So this is the iconic scene where Bucky falls, and we assume that he died, because not very many people can survive that fall. But he did. I love the janitor in the background. Throws his broom down. Come on!
I am.
Trying to get me back in the world?
Trying to save it.
Hydra's secret weapon.
So then this is the part where Red Skull disappears, and we don't see him until, spoiler alert, we don't see him again until Infinity War. A lot of people, when Captain America first came out, a lot of people assumed that he died.
Should have left it in the ocean.
I think. But I was one where I knew that he had been transported, because it talked about earlier how, I think it was talked about earlier where it transports people into space, teleports people into space. Alright, so here's Loki, he's having a vision, talking with the other.
The Chitauri grow restless. Let them guard themselves.
Loki is, at this point, Loki is waiting for Dr. Selvig to work with the Tesseract to make it power their weapons. Or to power a portal where they can transport the Chitauri to Earth. And Loki's gonna take it and try and rule the Earth. So he's kind of doing what Thanos wants him to do, but at the same time he's not. Loki's doing what he wants.
This is stuff you need? Yeah,
I love how there's just a random kitchen sink on top of that desk.
It's very hard to get hold of. Especially if S.H.I.E.L.D. knows you need it.
Tell me what's
Reminder that Hawkeye is being manipulated by Loki here. Oh, here's one of my favorite parts. Grand Theft Auto in a LEGO game. With the most innocent character, Captain America, we're gonna steal a car. Hopefully there's a car close. There's a cop car down that alley that I could get. But I'm just gonna take this truck. Yes. All the cars are the same speed, so it doesn't really matter.
I gotta say it.
Oh, I suppose it's not a truck, it's a cab.
Officially.
There's the jump. Okay, good. Sometimes you can flip there, and then you waste a ton of time. But this is the Manhattan hub here. It's ginormous. You see the radar in the bottom left corner of the screen. Just look at all those gold bricks you can get. The purple ones, I believe, are character unlocks. There are Stan Lee rescue missions throughout all of Manhattan. So that's a lot of fun. Like I said before, I just love doing the Manhattan hub. There's so many missions to do, and you do it with so many characters. It's really fun. I'd say the most often used character for this Manhattan hub would have to be Iron Man or Thor. We talked about all the different abilities that Iron Man has. But Thor and Iron Man, what they have in common is they can fly. And if you double tap A while you're flying, then it goes super fast. And so you're able to go from one end of Manhattan to the other a lot quicker than if you were to just run or drive a car.
But Loki? I don't even want to think about what he'd be capable of with that kind of power. The mischief he could bring to the world.
Alright, I've got some more
why does he even want it?
trivia coming up. Not necessarily questions for you, Prince, but maybe things that
Hopefully our
you didn't know about. So I'm hoping to impress you.
It's too late.
All right.
This scene here shows Coulson swooning Captain America.
I mean, if it's not too much trouble.
No, it's
The one thing that they do here in the Avengers movie is they try to connect Phil Coulson to all 6 of the normal Avengers. His relationship is obvious here with Captain America. He really looks up to him.
Well, I hope I'm a man for the job.
It's super obvious with Black Widow because they work together as agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson's connection with Iron Man is pretty obvious. With Thor and Bruce Banner, it's not so obvious, I guess, but they know that they're all good guys working on the same team. Their relationship with Coulson is very important, and if you haven't seen this movie, you'll know why in the next chapter. You're going to find out why.
Can people please not spill the oil
So this is a hub. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. There's actually a theory out there that in Captain America, the first Avenger, the little kid that a Hydra agent throws into the sea or the bay is actually Phil Coulson.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
He'd be a little old, I think. But could be, I don't know. I just remembered in Thor, the first movie Thor, obviously Coulson plays a huge role in that movie, and so he has his connection with Thor there. So the one I'm personally not sure about is his connection with Bruce Banner, but I think it's just they're all on the same team. This is a hub section. You can actually, when you're in Manhattan, the Manhattan hub, you can actually fly up with a character, and the helicarrier is flying above Manhattan, and there's a bunch of things to do on Manhattan. Or on the helicarrier in Manhattan, I should say. I purposely leave Bruce down there. There's no reason why he needs to come up here. He just kind of gets in the way. Or he could get in the way. Normally he doesn't, but he could. Alright, I like it when there's a bunch of targets in the same area, because usually I can hit it once, and it'll hit both buttons at the same time. I accidentally turned invisible there, but that'll come in handy in a little bit. I'm gonna drive this street sweeper around, see how my driving skills are today. The best spot to be on these oil spills is the northeast end of each spill. For whatever reason, it sucks up better when you're over there. The worst spot to be on each spill is the south side of it. It doesn't read it at all. There we go. And I'm gonna drive all the way over here. And I'm still invisible, so that green laser doesn't see me. I'm gonna pull this lever. This is one of the rooms, again, very rare, that I don't need my second character. I don't need Bruce Banner at all for any of this. However, in order to advance after this cutscene, I need to switch to Captain America. After all, why bring him to the helicarrier if you're not going to use them? That's the game's philosophy. Right now I'm just waiting for the cutscene to appear. There we go. I always start from the same spot, so it doesn't matter where I go. I always start from here. This is where Captain America meets Black Widow for the first time, and also Bruce Banner. In this chapter, we're going to see the Avengers all meet each other. Some of them have met already. Like Iron Man has met Black Widow.
They told me you'd be coming. Word is you can find the cube.
Bruce Banner has met Black Widow, and I suppose all the rest of them are seeing each other for the first time.
Attention, this is Agent Hill. All staff, please report to your stations urgently and prepare.
I talked a little bit about switching in this game. I can switch characters from almost all the way across the room, but the problem is there's no way to really aim. When I have 3 characters, there's no way to aim which character I'm trying to switch to. I could literally be running right into them, putting my joystick right into them, and I'll switch to the other person, you know, far away. Definitely not the one I wanted. So switching this game can get a little dicey, especially 2 chapters from now, when I have Hawkeye, Captain America, and Black Widow. I have to switch between the 3 of them step by step in the room, And it's kind of annoying because I usually switch to the one that I don't want.
Gentlemen, we got a hit.
You have anything to add in this cutscene, Prince?
Germany, 28 Königstrasse. He's not
I
exactly
don't
hiding.
think so.
Captain, you're up.
Other than Coulson's definitely in love with Captain America.
Hey, if I met my hero, if I met Captain America, I would act the same way, to be honest. I love Hawkeye's little animations here, his backflips, his cartwheels, and then I love this pose here. Cupid. Pink.
He simply couldn't just walk forward and stick the key into the key slot. He had to shoot it in there.
Yep. He is Hawkeye, you know. Got to use his arrow for everything, including picking that up. Alright, so we are in Germany now, where Captain America is going to fight Loki. It's supposed to be just Black Widow and Captain America. Oh, by the way, I love this cutscene here too. So, you've got Stan Lee cameo, which of course happens in every chapter.
Not to a mischievous menace like you.
But then, when Captain America appears here, the pigeon in the background with the eagle noise. It's awesome, I love it. And then we've got the bigger eagle behind him, the Quinjet. But Iron Man comes in and joins too. So now we're going to use Iron Man and Captain America together. Both characters are good in this situation. However, Captain America's a little bit better in my opinion. What I need to do here is I'm going to skip all these enemies. I don't have to attack them. I just need to get close to Loki to trigger his attack. And then I have to attack Loki from the ground. You can't jump and attack him because, for whatever reason, he's immune to it. So I did that first wave with Loki, and now what he's gonna do is he's gonna multiply himself, and I have to figure out which one is the real one, which turns out is none of these. But I like to be Captain America in this situation because if I jump and attack, I attack an area, and I can usually kill 2 Lokis at once. So that's faster than going after each individual one. So here's my second wave with Loki. Again, I'm going to get close to him with Captain America, then jump off to the side so that he can't kill me with his attack. And then on the ground, I have to attack Loki. Now, I'm in the middle of all these enemies, so I could attack a wrong person. Uh-oh, there he is. Nope. So that's what happens if you press Y too many times with Iron Man. Come on now. There we go. I could switch my Iron Man suit if I wanted to, but it's like a 10-second time loss because of the animation. There was also another... There we go. That was a good example of why I like to be Captain America here rather than Iron Man. You saw that I was literally right next to Loki attacking him, but Iron Man is a little less accurate with his melee attacks than Captain America is. So I like to be Captain America here.
You all fall before me.
Ideally, I would have liked to switch to Iron Man already before that cutscene, and then fly over here. Flying is faster, but I wasn't able to switch like I had wanted to. I have to get close enough to Loki so that he multiplies one more time, and I have to be Iron Man because a scanning section will appear in just a second. There it is. So I need to press B. Oh, now I was too close to an enemy. I'm too close to Loki. There are too many enemies here. Alright, okay. There we go. So now that's the scan. So now I'm gonna attack Loki really close. I have to stay on the ground. I can't jump and attack. Jumping and attacking is more accurate in general because you're attacking an area, not a person. But it doesn't hit Loki like I said before. One of my favorite lines in the movie is right here, but it's not in this cutscene. It's where this lightning storm comes up, and they ask Loki, "What, you scared of a little lightning?" And he says, "I'm not too fond of what follows," in reference to Thor, the god of thunder. So that's why Loki puts his helmet on, because he knows it's coming. So Thor grabs Loki and goes away. Now Iron Man and Captain America have never met Thor before, and so they think he is on Loki's team. So they're gonna come and attack Thor and try and get Loki back. Oh, okay. So Prince, in that cutscene, you might have missed it, but 2 crows just flew past, or 2 ravens just flew past the screen there. They did that on purpose because in Norse mythology, those 2 ravens, or when they made the movie, those 2 ravens represent Odin. Odin's 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, which fly around Earth and give information back to Odin. So that's what those 2 ravens are doing right now. They're giving this information to Odin.
Aren't they called the Eyes of Odin?
I think so. Yes, they are. But I found that interesting. I didn't know that until earlier this week, too. I have to break those logs, otherwise Captain America doesn't make it through. And then with Iron Man, I'm going to scan, find the hammer, and now I'm going to fight Thor. We're going to do 2 waves of this. It'll show a button, and I just have to keep mashing that button during the fight. No matter how fast I mash it, the fight always lasts the same time. You see a Captain America pad right there, a shield pad. So you know that at some point I'm going to be switching over to Captain America. However, I can't yet. I literally have to wait for the game to do something for me. So 1 tree fell down, and the tree right there is going to fall down on this wood chipper. And then I can finally advance the story. Alright, so now I've got my pieces. I'm going to turn this wood chipper into a chainsaw, because obviously the only logical way to get Thor down from up on top of that mountain is to build a giant chainsaw and cut a tree down on top of him. I mean, that's the first thing I would have thought of. Now, obviously they don't do this in the movie. It's just a Lego thing, but still. If you look carefully, you'll see a bunch of spider webs in the background. That's one of the missions when you do free play. I believe you get... I can't remember if it's a character or a gold brick, or red brick, if you kill all 5 spiders in this chapter, in this room. So it was A and then B. This is the last section of this chapter. Up ahead you can see those red and blue A's in the sky, those Avenger symbols, which means I need to scan. Iron Man's scan, as opposed to Tony Stark's handheld device scan, they're about equal. The targets on the handheld device are all RNG. It's totally random where they're going to appear. So if all 4 targets are really close to each other, it goes really quickly. But sometimes all 4 targets can be on opposite ends of the scanner, which is the longest possible pattern. So you never know what you're going to get. If I can, I prefer to be Iron Man and just do the scan, the quick scan, and then he kind of looks around. It's a little short animation, because it takes out the RNG. At the beginning of No Strings on Me, come on, build, Captain America, build, there we go. At the beginning of There Are No Strings on Me, I start off as Tony Stark, and then a scan thing appears, and I'll actually switch into an Iron Man suit in order to do that scan. because I need an explosive right after it, and the Iron Man suit is the only one of the characters that I'll have at that time that has an explosion. So since I have to change into an Iron Man suit anyway, that's when I do it.
That's enough.
I love this scene in the movie. Put the hammer down. Thor's like, okay, I've never met anything in the universe that can stand up to my hammer. But then Captain America's shield does. And so a little bit of sense is knocked back into Thor. And you can see it on his face here. You can see that he's thinking about it. And, oh, well, maybe we're all on the same team here. So I really like that part of it. So that was Shakespeare in the Park. What they do in between all these cutscenes is they transport Loki up to the helicarrier. And now all 6 Avengers are on the helicarrier together, meeting each other, expressing each other's opinions about the whole ordeal here. And this chapter is called Helicarrier Havoc because Loki is kind of manipulating all these Avengers to go against each other. They're going to be fighting against each other and disagree, and that's exactly what Loki wants. Loki wants Hulk to show up, and because Bruce Banner has no control over Hulk yet, he assumes that Bruce Banner or the Hulk is going to go around and somehow destroy the helicarrier enough where it kills all the Avengers. 30,000 feet up is what Nick Fury says.
I want to know why Loki let us take him.
I don't think we should be focusing on Loki. That guy's brain is a bag full of cats.
Loki is my brother.
Crazy on him.
And Black Widow shows him this video. He's adopted. So this hub section is the one that I was talking about earlier, where I need 2 controllers. Captain America, along with our favorite SHIELD agent, Agent Williams, they're going to go through the helicarrier and search for Phase 2, because nobody knows what that is yet, and Captain America's about to find it out. So 1P2C is used in this section. The other day I came up with a theory that if I use 1P2C, I would have to go over here, you'll see it. What I need to do is find 5 boxes that can only be broken open with Captain America. Agent Williams can't break them open. But if I take Captain America and go north and break open the 2 boxes, I could, in theory, with my second controller, take Agent Williams and get the other boxes ready. He would go south and get the other boxes ready. And then what I would do is drop out of Captain America wherever he is, wait a few seconds, and then add him in where Agent Williams is. And he should appear all the way over there. And then he can break the boxes open.
That's your plan.
However, I haven't tested that yet. That was really confusing. I'm sorry about that, but I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to do the comfortable 1P2C, which literally just leaves Agent Williams behind and in the loading zone, so that when I do grab the weapon, which is always in the last box, no matter which order I do these boxes, when I grab the last box, I'll have Agent Williams already in the load zone, so I don't have to take Captain America back to the load zone. Overall, it saves about 20 seconds.
Another one of those locked crates behind that door.
That was really confusing. I tend to over-explain things sometimes. But anyway, you'll see what I mean in just a minute here. This is the farthest box north that I have to go. The boxes always contain random things. This had a scorpion and a crowbar. The other one I saw had a hot dog and a pretzel in it, like a hot pretzel. I didn't look to see what was in the first box. For whatever reason, the fourth box items are usually the most lame. So we'll see what happens. Sometimes we get a saxophone, sometimes we get a basketball, sometimes we get a skeleton. Oh, I gotta leave Agent Williams behind here. So I'm gonna plant him right here in the load zone. So here you get a good look at the co-op, the dynamic view that the game gives you. The split screen. I really like this. I wish that I could figure out more ways to use 1P2C. But right now with all the cutscenes, there's just no way to do it, because you see here, the cutscene takes up the whole screen. And you can't do something with the other controller. Prince, do you remember when we were doing the Manhattan Hub, especially, when we were doing separate missions, we kept on getting cut off by cutscenes from the other person. It was kind of annoying.
Yeah, every single Peggy Carter mission, we had to stop and watch a cutscene.
Yep.
Good to have you with us.
Yep. So anyway, Agent Williams is right where I want him to be, so that when I grab this weapon, I don't have to go back with Captain America. It saves me a ton of time. There we go. That was the hub section, because again, like I said, the helicarrier is a part of the Manhattan Hub. So now we're going to get into the movie part. Actually, I take that back. That hub section is one of the only hub sections that has to do something with the movie itself. In the movie, we see Captain America sneaking around a little bit, looking for the weapons, and then he finds them. So that's what this was supposed to be. But it's technically a hub section because it happens in the helicarrier, in the Manhattan Hub. Alright, so I don't know if they're going to show him here, Prince, but I thought it was interesting. When they show Loki, there's actually a heat scanner in the cell that, or outside the cell, but it's a heat scanner of the cell that Loki is in. And Loki has no body heat. Do you remember why?
Because he's the son of, what's his name, Jotun?
Yeah, he's from another race. He's from the ice world or whatever.
He's a frost giant.
Frost giant, right? And so they don't have any body heat, so it's cold. So if you look, I actually looked in the movie, it's blue, and in the Lego game they actually added that too. There's a scanner right next to the door to that, and it's blue. Now I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I thought it was really clever that they did that. Cat fighting in the background, I love it.
You need to step away.
Sorry, kids, you don't get to see my party trick after all.
And it was a perfect shot by Hawkeye to hit the bird to go into the engine and blow it up. Now, Prince, do you ever have a day like this? Like Bruce Banner, where you get hit by just about everything?
Every time I bang my shin.
My boys love cars. They love Matchbox cars, they love NASCAR cars, they love Hot Wheels cars. And this is me walking across the room in the middle of the night. I step on a car every single night. I have that same face, that little eye twitch, you know? Oh man, it's so annoying. Someday my boys will be old enough. I can't drop out yet. I gotta wait for this cutscene. There we go. Someday my boys will be old enough where they can pick up their own toys. And I won't have to walk across in the dark and step on cars anymore. I won't have to turn into the Incredible Hulk in the middle of the night. Alright, so I'm trying to escape from Hulk. Agent Williams is in my way. Get out of the way. There we go. And you can see that there are sections where I need to jump over pieces, missing floor, and then moving floors. It's RNG at what cycle the moving floors will be. That was a really good cycle. I can double jump over one of the moving floors, but I would have to land on one. So my personal strategy is to run onto the first moving floor there and then jump over the second one. But I'll also do whatever is available. One time I did it and both moving floors there were gone, and so I had to fall down and die. However, if you hit the wall on the other side of the moving floors, if you hit the wall and then die, it'll take you to the end of this room. It'll take you to this fight right here. I don't think it saves any time, but that might be something to look into.
We need full evac on the lower hangar bay.
Alright, in this room we've got Nick Fury and Maria Hill. The only difference between the two characters is that I can turn invisible with Nick Fury. And that's going to be important during the third wave of this fight. I also like to be Nick Fury in this section because he shoots a little bit faster than Maria Hill does. I just have to wait for Hawkeye to destroy this bridge.
We got a perimeter breach.
And then the first wave is 5 agents. So what I'm doing is, hello? Okay, well at this point I'll just attack all 5 together. I'm doing my jump attack, which attacks an area, not a person, so I'm able to hit more than one at a time. Here you can see Hawkeye's high frequency arrow. I make sure that I put those in the corners of the room so that I can stand here in the middle, so that no matter which window he appears from, I'm able to get a good target on him. For example, since he was in the extreme far left window, I would not be able to target him from the right here. So that's just one example why I want to be in the middle. Second wave is 7 shield agents. With Nick Fury's gun in this section, I am able to shoot them once and they die. There we go. And now Hawkeye is going to shoot his poisonous gas arrows at me, which, if I get hit by it, the animation is me walking out from changing a diaper, one of my boys' diapers. Alright, so now he'll appear. There we go. So now we're going to get 9 agents, and then it's going to be a longer... then I have other things to do before he'll appear for the 4th time. So we're going to get 9 agents here. Now I might as well attack the ground and hit more than one at a time. There we go. Oh, one more. Now he's going to shoot his explosive arrows, which are harder than you think to dodge. They have a huge hit area. So I usually jump over the table and I can get a double jump in to escape. There we go. Nope, it hit me. Anyway. So there's the 3rd wave. I'm still invisible with Nick Fury, so I'm going to go to his side of the room here first. Maria Hill takes the left, Nick Fury's going to take the right. And the screen is shaking like crazy right here. So I'm about to do a puzzle. Doing these puzzles are really hard. It's hard to click on the spot you want in the first place, but now that the screen is shaking, now it's really hard to do it. Okay, there was a special attack where I combined Maria Hill and Nick Fury. Their special attack is the generic attack. If you have 2 Avengers that don't have a special attack, then they just do that flip somersault attack thing. I can't pull the lever yet, and I need Maria Hill on the left side. So I switch to her. Try to avoid all these flames. Whoop. While the screen is shaking, I jump over these flames. I need Maria Hill because Nick Fury can't do those. Nick Fury could do the scanner here, but he can't jump across to the other side. Short little cutscene. Oh, if you look there at the scanner, you see that now it's a Hydra symbol. If you know anything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know that Hydra is basically integrated into S.H.I.E.L.D. secretly. And so they do a good job of showing that by whenever you do a S.H.I.E.L.D. scanner, it turns into a Hydra scanner. And actually, some characters can do both of those. Obviously, Maria Hill or Nick Fury, neither of them can do the Hydra symbol. But alright, so I'm going to shoot the Hawkeye one last time. The last section of this chapter is Captain America and Iron Man together. I'm going to have to fix the engine, but in order to get there, I have to switch back and forth between them and do step-by-step things.
Escort 60, proceed to Wishbone and
Anything you want to add here, Prince?
Shout out to Stan Lee.
Yeah, exactly. There's a really neat, I think it's hilarious, the sound effect here. So he's going to start shooting, and then the sound effect that the airplane makes. The beeping, the construction vehicle beeping when it's backing up. I think it's funny. Also, this is the last of seeing Hulk for a while. He won't show up until the very end of the next chapter. So, rip Hulk for a while.
Get to that engine control panel and tell me which relays are in overload position.
Alright, switch to Iron Man. Shoot the explosives, fly over. Now I could break this with Captain America and build it with Captain America, but I could also do it with Iron Man because I need Iron Man before and after anyways.
Fine, let's keep him occupied.
Oh boy. Alright, so I switch characters here. I have to walk across this very narrow bridge. Come on now. There we go. I need Captain America to put these flames out so that I can build a lever and pull the lever, and the lever will show a gold panel. And so with a gold panel, I need heat, and Iron Man has the lasers, and so I'm going to outline a square here so I can go inside. I could take Captain America down through this also. It's a very tight window, but it's not worth it in my opinion, because I don't need him at all until here. And if I do it right, I can just switch. The elevator cutscene is going to show anyways. And so whether I use the elevator or not, that's up to me. But it really doesn't waste time to use it, because it takes just about the same time to jump through the window anyways. I need Iron Man next to blow that up. Oh, I'm sorry. There's Hulk. Now he's gonna disappear. Again, I could build this with Captain America, but I need Iron Man right after anyways. So I stay Iron Man.
What just happened? At this point, I doubt anything will surprise me.
I put Iron Man over here, so that hopefully, didn't work. So that hopefully Captain America would come up all by himself. But he didn't in this case, because an enemy was hanging on to the railing over there. Only one character can hang on to the railing at a time.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
Alright, so I did the Captain America switch. The last thing I need to do is go through this door. Let's see, fun fact. Earlier in this section of the movie, was it Coulson was showing Thor what they did with Jane Foster, because Jane is Thor's girlfriend. And Jane does not appear in this movie at all, because it would have been impossible to film it with her, because she was very pregnant. So, Natalie Portman was very pregnant during the filming of this movie, so they decided to leave her out. She was also pregnant during Age of Ultron, which is why she's left out in that movie as well. So there you see the only way to stop Loki's manipulation, at least for now, is to hit them in the head hard enough. That's not going to be the only time that happens. In Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch manipulates the mind of some of the characters, and in order to get Hulk back to normal, Tony Stark has to, or Iron Man has to hit Hulk hard enough in the head. In order to do that, he has to bring a whole building down on top of him. So again, Iron Man and his boxers. And this is the end of the cutscene. So, Prince, another fun fact for you.
Okay.
Because of you, I was forced to go to Europe this summer.
You're right, that was all my fault.
Which, congratulations on getting married, by the way, over in Ireland.
Thank you.
Anyway, so on the trip over to Ireland, my wife and I swung over to London. And so this next little bit of Avengers trivia has something to do with London. So in the UK, the name of this movie is different. There was a copyright issue. Back in 1961, they came up with a movie out in London that was called, or in England, which is called The Avengers. And it's a whole franchise, and then they redid the franchise again in 1998 and called it The Avengers. And so over here in the US, when they called this movie The Avengers, a whole separate franchise, they were not able to call it the same thing in the UK. So instead, they called the movie Avengers Assemble, or Marvel's Avengers Assemble, or something like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Avengers Assemble is a very common, or a well-known tagline in the comics. There's only one time when it's ever said in the 4 Avengers movies. Do you know when that is, Prince?
I do. I know when it's almost said as well.
Right, so when is it almost said?
That was at the end of Age of Ultron.
Right, yeah, you're exactly right. When Tony Stark's taking a little bit of a break, and Thor is going back to Asgard and things like that, and Captain America and Black Widow lead the next wave of Avengers, which was Falcon, Iron Patriot, and Scarlet Witch.
And Vision.
And Vision, you're right. So at the very end of the movie, he says, Avengers! And then you can see he's about to open his mouth and say the word assemble, but black screen cuts it off. So it leaves you hanging.
And then the gag reels, you see Black Widow behind him jump and say, assemble!
That's funny. So I like the way that they did that, because when Captain America says it in Endgame, then you're like, yeah! You know, you're just... I was sitting in the audience. I was pumped when he finally said it. So I really like the way that they did that. So here I'm going to be Iron Man flying, because that's way faster than walking. Unless you get stuck. Okay. That was weird. So I thought that was interesting. There's 2 chapters left in this movie. Prince, I have another trivia question for you.
Okay.
And I'm not going to look for your answer until the end of this chapter. Which Avenger of the main 6, which Avenger gets the most screen time, and which Avenger gets the least screen time in the entire movie? Okay, so I'll look for your answer at the end of this chapter.
The Avengers?
Just the Avengers, just the movie.
Okay.
Thanks.
Which character gets the most screen time, and which character gets the least screen time? Alright, so this is a very simple hub section. Again, we're in the helicarrier in the Manhattan. If you look down in the bottom corner, you see that there's a purple dot. That radar is just for the helicarrier, I believe, because we're inside of it. But if we were to go to the outside, like we will at the top here, you're going to see a ton of dots on the radar because we're in Manhattan. Right here, this gives me a good time to explain the differences between the PC version and Xbox One, which I'm on right now. Xbox One is the slower version of the game because of load times. Prince and I tested this. I don't think you remember this, Prince, but we tested it on your PC when we played it on that version. In this elevator, in Xbox One, you can do about 10 laps. In the PC version, you can do about 5. So it just shows that it's a little bit faster load times there. Also, in Korea Prospects, I believe we had faster load times in PC than in Xbox. I could be wrong. None of it ultimately matters anymore because we do 1P2C in Korea Prospects. But if we were to just do one player, then you could definitely see the load times
The Avengers, and you will be avenged.
are way different.
Huh?
I have a fun fact for you.
Oh yeah?
In that,
I'd love to hear it.
In the elevator ride that you just took where it was loading, that's actually a location in Manhattan. You get teleported there, and that's a stationary platform with moving walls.
Really?
Yep, you can go to it out of bounds.
Interesting.
Sir, I've turned off the arc reactor, but the device is already self-sustaining.
Alright, so this chapter and the next chapter are both a part of the Battle of New York. In this first chapter, we're going to see the Avengers try their best, but ultimately they're going to be knocked down until the Hulk finally appears, and then he's going to reinvigorate everybody. And at the end of the chapter, you're going to see everybody is ready to step it up and fight.
Actually, I'm claiming the threat.
So Loki tries to manipulate Tony Stark here.
We have a Hulk.
But if you remember from the very first Iron Man movie, the whole point of that arc reactor is to pull shrapnel, keep it away from Tony's heart.
This usually works.
Now,
Not uncommon.
later on, he has surgery and the shrapnel is taken out, so he doesn't necessarily need the arc reactor. I think he still needs it in this movie. But because of the arc reactor, Loki can't get to his heart with his scepter. And so that's the reason why he can't manipulate Tony Stark. So now the portal is open. We've got the Chitauri coming down through, and New York sends its pigeons to fight them. No, they actually will send the Avengers to fight them.
Loki! Turn off the Tesseract or I'll destroy it. You can't. There is no stopping it.
So another point in the MCU where Thor is going to fight against Loki. It seems to happen a lot. But that's how brothers are. They fight and then they can be teammates, and sometimes. Prince, we never fought as kids, ever.
Oh, never.
No.
Not a once.
No. It was always Rye Guy's fault.
Yeah.
Titaniums. Yeah. It was always their fault. Alright, so in this mini cutscene, I can move. And there we go. I want to start charging my hammer right away. Nothing else happens until my hammer is fully charged there. So I'm just mashing. It's always X at this point. I can mash it quickly, I can mash it slowly. It doesn't matter, it always takes the same amount of time. So now I'm gonna knock Loki down, pick him up, and I'm gonna throw him off the building. But somehow he gets caught up on a ship. So now I'm gonna switch to the Quinjet, and what I need to do is I need to shoot 19 or 20 of these enemies. I'm getting bad patterns here. It's all RNG as to where and how they're going to appear, which direction they're going to be flying. I almost said swimming. But after I shoot 20 of them, then I'm going to be looking for a missile. To this day, I still don't know what determines the Quinjet getting a missile or not. I don't know if it's a certain enemy that I kill or a certain number that I have to kill, but I'm waiting for an audio cue. It'll tell me that I picked up a missile. Sometimes it takes forever, and I don't understand why. There we go, I got one, so I need to go by Loki and shoot the missile. There we go. And I'll switch back to Thor here, and I have one last fight with Loki. Oh, he's gonna throw some things at me first. That's right. I could kill these two Chitauri, but two more are just gonna show up anyways. So there's really no point to it. So I need to dodge Loki when he does that attack, and just run up to him and hit him. That'll start this cutscene here. I love this part. I love how Lego gives Barton or Hawkeye a wheelbarrow to carry his arrows in. I think it's hilarious. Also, this was the section I was referencing before where I have Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, and I'm gonna need to switch between the three and do step-by-step things. And this is where, or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong. Yep, this is right. This is where switching can get really frustrating. If I want Hawkeye, I'm probably going to be switching between Black Widow and Captain America back and forth. If I want Captain America, then I'll be switching between the other two. So it's really frustrating. But there are 5 groups of civilians that I need to rescue. This first section, in order to release them, I need to... I do this section first, and I'll explain why. This group of hostages, I need to shoot that explosive beam right in front of them, but then I also need to kill the enemies. As I release more and more hostages, and as I spend more time here, more and more enemies appear, and so if I can kill them early, I end up killing less Chitauri in order for those hostages to move. Nope. Died on the last one, of course. So there we go, those hostages are now free. Here's a team switch. Captain America and Black Widow will do that one more time in the next chapter. I do not want to fall off this trailer, or off the bus, with Black Widow. If I do, I have to go all the way back and do the team jump again. It takes a long time to do that. Alright, here I'm going to be very careful with who I switch to. If I do it right, I can do a couple things with each character instead of making unnecessary switches. For example, anyone can build this, so I use Black Widow to build, and then she needs to scan. She's the only one that can do that. Next, I'm going to switch to Hawkeye. I'm going to do 2 things with Hawkeye. There we go. Oh, which is conveniently right in front of me. That was really nice. That normally doesn't happen. So I shoot the gold arrow over there, and then I shoot the blue arrow on the window to break the glass. I need to build here, and the build button is the same as the special attack. So I'm going to get rid of some enemies. They're going to show up again right away anyways. But I build, use the shield, switch with Captain America. I'm also going to break open the bus before I switch to Hawkeye, and then I'm going to need Hawkeye to get the people out. There we go. Good switching so far. I mentioned earlier that I was not looking forward to it because of the bad switching, but so far it's going really well. There are 2 more switches that I need to do. I'm going to use Black Widow here to scan, and then Hawkeye to grapple, and then I'm going to switch to Captain America because I need him to put some flames out. Nope. Here's one example of bad switching. I want Hawkeye wherever he is. Where is he? There he is. He's, okay, so there's one example of horrible switching. There you go. The game pulls through for me. I talk about how bad it is, and it shows itself. Okay, there we go. I want Captain America, and he was way over there.
It's like switching to the droids in 6-4.
Oh, it's horrible. We're talking about LEGO Star Wars 2, by the way. But I put in a shameless plug that Princeton and I and another runner named Senor, tomorrow night, we're running LEGO Star Wars 2. It's a 3-way race. So we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, back to Avengers. So this section, I like Captain America because he can kill multiple enemies at a time with his shield throw. So I did that really well. I killed all 5 at the beginning, but now I need to wait for 5 more to show up, and they usually take a long time to show up. So there we go, that's the end of this room. The next section is where I have 4 Avengers now. This is the most I'll ever have in one room. I'm gonna have Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. And of course, I need to use all 4 of them at separate points in this room. And so, switching is horrible. I'm gonna switch to every character except the one I need. So hopefully it goes well, but it probably won't. I need Thor to start. Thor is the only one that can break this open. I haven't talked about Thor's special abilities yet. So his special ability is he can break that open, but his other special ability is electricity. I need electricity for certain panels. Actually, I need it in this room coming up. Thor also has the most amount of team pads with Captain America. And I think we're going to see one of those coming up right here too. Just like in the very first chapter of this game. Yep. So Captain America, then Thor. I purposely went around the enemy there so I wouldn't do the stupid special attack. Since Captain America was really close, I switched to him early. Normally I would just build this with Thor, but Captain America was close and I don't want to mess up switching. This next section is pretty cool, pretty neat. Iron Man is gonna come in for a little bit, but I can't switch to Iron Man, he's just gonna be in the background. But he's gonna be pointing his laser at me, Captain America, and I'm gonna be reflecting it back to defeat some of the Chitauri ships. I normally play inverted whenever I play first player shooters. So this is really hard for me because it's not inverted. Ah, I missed one there.
This is also really difficult because enemies get in the way.
Right, I was just about to say that. The Chitauri will sometimes get in the way. It's RNG because you don't know which side they're going to attack you on or how many are going to appear and whatnot. But you just hope for the best. I already let 2 of them go. Now 3 of them. Now Thor's in the way.
Are you going to have some Thor feelings towards him?
Aha. Aha. That's very funny. I don't think I've talked about dying yet in this game. Dying is not a big deal. It happens a lot, but it's not a big deal because you just respawn within 4 seconds or whatever. So I'm not too upset. Alright, next I need Thor. Where is he? There he is. And then I need Hawkeye. There we go. So I was able to switch characters during that mini cutscene. I need Hawkeye because I need him to shoot that. And one thing I discovered is that when you just shoot at these blocks, he shoots explosive arrows, which is really nice because, oh, there was a dud arrow. I don't think I've ever seen that before. His explosive arrows are good here because they can wreck more than just the one thing that I actually hit with the arrow. Alright, now I need Thor. He's the only one of these characters that has electricity in this movie. In Age of Ultron, Black Widow also has electricity. It's one of the suit upgrades that she gets between movies. So here's Bruce Banner, finally. Wherever he landed, he grabs a scooter. And the Avengers are kind of down right now because they're doing all this fighting and nothing is really happening. The Chitauri are still coming through the portal. And so they're kind of disheartened a little bit. But the appearance of the Hulk makes them happy again. What really makes them happy is that Bruce Banner can now control the Hulk.
Dr. Banner, now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret.
I'm always angry. So when he reveals that he's always angry, he can change to the Hulk when he wants to now, which I think is really neat. In Age of Ultron, he can use that ability, he can go back and forth. But then when it comes to during the movie Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch changes him into Hulk, and he goes about destroying everything. And then Tony Stark is able to calm him down. But then at the end of the movie, when they're fighting Ultron on Sokovia, the Hulk can't change back, and he's afraid of all the damage that he does, and so he steals a Quinjet and flies away. And we don't really know where he flies away to. And that was a mystery for a long time. If you're just a normal fan like me, who doesn't know anything about the comic books, I had no idea where the Hulk went. And so I was really happy to see in Thor Ragnarok that we were reunited with Hulk. And then we saw some of the struggle with him because he was Hulk, and then he eventually turns into Bruce Banner in that movie. And then he's so afraid to turn back into the Hulk. And then when we see him in Endgame or Infinity War, he can't turn into Hulk. He's really trying, but he can't turn into the Hulk. And then when we see him in Infinity War, or in Endgame, he's Hulk and can't turn back to Bruce Banner. So anyway, it's just a...
That's not quite true for the end game. It's actually Professor Hulk, who is the Hulk body, but Professor
Bruce Banner's
brain.
Right. That's what I meant. So, yeah, thanks for correcting me on that. So anyway, the whole point of me telling you about that was to show the significance of Hulk being able to, or Bruce Banner being able to purposely turn into the Hulk here and be a good guy while he's the Hulk. So that was a huge turning point in the movie. One thing that I really enjoy about it. Like I said, I like to over-explain things sometimes, so I apologize. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. Alright, so we're back to... this is the beginning of the last chapter. This is technically the hub section, although it doesn't have to do with the hub. I don't think you can do this room in Replay Story. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can do this section in Replay Story. I think it starts you off somewhere else.
I don't remember.
So I am Captain America and Scarlet, Black Widow. My favorite line in the whole movie, and by favorite line I mean my least favorite line, in the whole movie is coming up right here. Black Widow says it. Because I think it's totally wrong. I personally think it should say something else. So here, she says, all this is not going to mean a thing if we can't close that portal. And she says, I need a boost. So Captain America's like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, it'll be fun. I think that's the worst line in the movie. I can understand it, but I think it should say something like, yeah, I'll be fine. Or yeah, I've got this. But yeah, it'll be fun. Alright, so that was technically the end of the hub section. And now we're going to get into a little bit more of the battle. Prince, do you have your seatbelt on?
It's gonna take more than well-timed.
Oh, I don't even think I have a seatbelt.
Well, you better get ready. You better hold on tight because the biggest skip in the game is in this chapter. So I hope you're hanging on tight. It saves the most time. It saves a total of like 2 minutes. But it is the biggest skip that we have found in this game. And you found it.
I did?
You did.
Oh.
You didn't realize the significance of this trick. It's coming up.
That is the island of Manhattan. Until I'm certain my team can't hold it, I will not order a nuclear strike against the civilian population.
Alright, as you can see, it's fun for Black Widow to be up here just like she said.
Okay, turn.
Oh, fun fact about this game, Prince. You'd think, like, with the 6 Avengers, you'd think, like, there'd be plenty of times where they're together. I can only think of one time in this entire game where Iron Man and Thor are in the same room on the same team. And that comes in the very last room of this game. I thought that was really interesting. They appear together in Shakespeare in the Park. Okay, hello. There we go. They appear together in Shakespeare in the Park, but they're not on the same team. They're fighting against each other. The only time I can think of in this game where they're on the same team in the same room is in the very last room of the game. So, something interesting. I mentioned before that Thor can break open things like this. The Hulk could also break open that wall there. It depends on who you are, but because I was Thor, the background was yellow in that wall. Oh, that's right. Hulk can't build. You saw that I was trying to build his Hulk and he kept looking down at his hands like, oh, they're not working. What am I supposed to do? But anyway, if I was Hulk, the background of that cracked wall would be green. So on the floor here, you see that it's green. If I was Thor, it would be yellow. So they both have that special ability where they can break open those cracked walls. One special ability of the Hulk is that he can crack those things, but he can also kill enemies very quickly. However, it's very uncontrolled. If I want to kill a lot of enemies with Hulk, usually I'll just jump and attack, which, like I've mentioned many times already, attacks the area, not the enemy itself. If you were to go back all the way 2 hours ago, almost 2 hours ago, in the opening chapter when I was Iron Man and Hulk, I pulled off the door to the panels, I threw it, and then I jumped and I smashed. And what that did is it killed about 4 enemies that were standing next to me. So if I need to kill a lot of enemies, you could just mash X and kill as many enemies as you can, but it's very uncontrolled. You can't really aim. The best way to do is jump and attack. Alright, so Prince, you're hanging onto your seat. Here comes the biggest skip in the game.
Okay, hold on.
Alright. So in this room, they want me to go to the left, and they want me to do step-by-step things with Captain America and Hawkeye. And I was doing a run once, and Prince, you were like, wait, why are you doing that? That's dumb. Why don't you just jump on top of this taxi, jump on this ledge, and jump all the way across where you're supposed to go? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I guess I wasn't very smart. So that alone, just jumping up there, saves at least 2 minutes because of the things you're supposed to do, but also you skip a bunch of those little cutscenes. So there you have it. Shoutouts to Prince for finding that. I can hear the clapping in the background. You're getting so many claps right now.
Better not get too close to the hostages.
Alright, in this room you're supposed to kill 3 certain Chitauri. So for the first one, I'm going to be Thor, who randomly appears here. I don't know why. I can't remember if he's a part of the bank scene in the movie or not. So that was the first guy.
Captain America.
I thought so too.
I think they just needed to throw in an extra character here for co-op.
Well, they do, yeah. And they make you use both characters.
Oh,
like always. So I'm going to build this electrical panel, charge my electricity, and then shoot my electricity at the panel. And then it's going to charge this ATM, which apparently kills that Chitauri there. So now 2 of the 3 are killed. You know, that must be a horrible way to go. Just get money flung at you.
Get paper cuts.
Yeah, oh man. I hate paper cuts. Those are the worst. You know what's worse than paper cuts though?
Cardboard
Cutting your oh yeah. Cutting your finger on cardboard. That's the worst. Alright, so of course I can't jump around those flames. I have to go through the flames. I don't need Thor anymore. I just needed him to use the electricity and break that wall open. The rest of it is Captain America, and I have to use Captain America because this last enemy has a special gun. Just like in the chapter Rail Hydra, when the big enemy had the giant Tesseract gun, this Chitauri has a special gun where I can't attack it unless I get close enough by putting the shield down like this. It was unfortunate that I only had 1 heart there, and so I died, so I had to go all the way back, but not bad. So there's one short little room left, and that's with Hulk and Black Widow. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie when Hulk confronts Loki, and Hulky's giving him this big old speech about, "Stop it, you little creature, or you small creatures. I am a god. I deserve to," you know, whatever else he says. And then the Hulk has one of the greatest lines in the movie. You'll see it in just a minute here. Alright, so right here, Loki's gonna multiply. And I can't do anything in this room with the Hulk. I could attack all of those Lokis, but it won't do a thing. So I have to switch to Black Widow, and I have to use this computer. I have to shoot these targets first. And then I'm going to use this computer. And I'm going to scan all these Lokis, and I'm going to tell Hulk which one is real. Now, Prince, I don't have to shoot those targets, do I?
That's what I was just about to say.
I just remembered that. I don't actually have to shoot those targets. I can use the computer from outside the bars there. But it didn't save them, or I didn't lose that much time. So here I'm gonna grab Loki. I'm gonna smash him around like this. And then Hulk has the famous line. Wait for it. Right here. Puny God.
Puny God.
Alright, also I turned invisible with Black Widow earlier so that I am not seen by this camera. You can't jump up the side, you can't go any way around, you have to go up these stairs. And you can't even jump up onto the stairs, you have to start from the bottom. Kind of annoying, but that's the way this game makes you do it. Alright, so this is the very last thing in this movie. Alright, so I'm closing the portal. Iron Man's gonna shoot the nuke right up there.
Anybody copy?
But he disappears because he went through the portal, and so now he's in space. And we think we lost Iron Man now. In the movie, there's not a lot of downtime between him flying up into the portal and this next cutscene. It flows right into it. And so if you've only ever seen this game, then you're kind of like sitting on the edge of your seat like, oh, is Iron Man gonna make it back? Obviously there's no oxygen in space to breathe, so he passes out. And because they destroy that mothership, thank you, then all the Chitauri shut down.
Close it.
So as the portal is closing, Iron Man barely makes it back through. So now he's still passed out though, and that's why he's not stopping.
He's not slowing down.
So, Prince, here's another fun movie trivia fact here. So right here, they rip the mask off, and he's not coming to. So Hulk is going to perform CPR. In the movie, he doesn't do that. He just roars really loud, and that's something that the actor Mark Ruffalo, he improvised that, and they just rolled with it. But the line here that Tony Stark says, wait for it. There. Please tell me nobody kissed me. I think Lego, this movie, or this game, took that, and that's why they made Hulk give him CPR instead of just roaring. They made it funny. And so when he says, tell me nobody kissed me, Captain America looks off to the side like, ooh, well...
Could have been.
Could have been. Alright, so the Avengers have Loki in custody again. New York reacts to, who in the world are these Avengers and whatnot? Where did they go? I cannot skip these cutscenes. I wish I could. I even tried resetting the Xbox to see if I could skip the cutscenes and move right into the next chapter. But you can't. You have to watch these cutscenes. And these cutscenes, it's a total of 5 minutes long. So we're already 3 minutes into it. So we've got another 2 minutes of cutscenes to watch yet. So I don't know, are there any moderators? Toffee, is there anything you want to say at this time? This would be a good time to say something if you need to. I'll give her a second. Oh, shoutouts to Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way. While they don't appear in this movie, they do appear in this game, kind of. With the mixtapes.
Also, shoutouts to John Burton.
Yep. Who is no longer with TT Games, apparently, but... the TT Games, they do... Are they all Lego games, or whatever?
I don't think so.
Okay, but the two Lego games that I play, Lego Star Wars 2 and this one, they are made by TT Games, and so he had a lot to do with it, so shoutouts to him. So, Prince, I never asked you for your answer. Which Avenger had the most screen time in the movie The Avengers?
I want to say it's Iron Man.
Okay, and how about the least amount of screen time?
I was struggling to come up with an answer, but I'm gonna have to say the Hulk.
Very, very good guesses. However, you're wrong on both of them. I'll tell you the answer here in a minute. This is another hub section where I actually use 2 controllers. And so I'm gonna need to focus here because this one, I'm horrible at this one. So Prince, I'm gonna throw it over to you for commentary to explain what I'm doing here while I do the 1-2 PC, alright?
Alrighty. It's hard to see because you got that character selection thing in the way. But he's got 4 puzzles to do, and so after he does one or starts one, it shows a little cutscene. So this one he has to press buttons in a certain order.
Has the potential to reactivate the Chitauri technology, recovered from New York.
Or at least that's what he'll be doing on the left side. On the right side, he's going up to do another security camera thing, or a shield security thing. But since these guys are Hydra, but they are also the shield agents. They are shield agents and Hydra agents, but they're infiltrated. Alright, so he's got the buttons pressed on the left side.
Magnificent, isn't it? Contrary to our first thoughts.
And what you learn here is that those creatures can't actually fly by themselves. It's just the armor that lets them fly. Now he's gonna do a few more puzzle things, and he's gonna learn about the twins.
We are opening the gateway to the future, and Hydra will be the first to step through.
There are other facilities doing Hydra's good work around the world. We'll feed them to Captain America.
Now these arrow puzzles are completely random, so whatever you get is complete RNG. The best pattern would be to get all 3 of the arrows in one direction, which, if I do my math correctly, I believe is a 1 in 16 chance.
Nope, 64.
If you're looking for a specific direction.
Oh,
if you're looking for
Yep.
you're looking for 3 ups or 3 rights, 3 downs, or 3 lefts, then it's 1 in 16.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Statistics.
Yep.
Mark.
I did not take a statistics class, so. Alright, so yeah, that was the 1P2C section, and you can see all the little cutscenes are so annoying. I wish that I could push both of these at the same time, but each one has a cutscene at the end. I would have to end pushing them at the exact same time, have the cutscenes happen at the exact same time. Otherwise, let's say the one on the right is done first. That cutscene shows, and I can't do anything with my other characters, so the panel actually pushes him back, just like if there were a spring attached to it. So if I don't move, it resets, and so I'd have to do it all over again. So there's another reason why I don't do that part 1P2C, but I can unlock everything else 1P2C. So yeah, that was good commentary. Thanks, Prince. Thanks for covering me for that part.
No problem.
Like I said before, that was a hub section. If you noticed in the first movie, this mini cutscene here was blue. Now in Age of Ultron, it's going to be red. So it's just one way that you can tell the difference between the 2 movies.
Now that Strucker's been stopped and Loki's scepter has been recovered, I have a feeling things will be pretty quiet around here for a while.
Oh, okay, anyway, back to who has the most screen time. You said Iron Man. The answer is actually Captain America. And he has 41 seconds more screen time than Iron Man. So you were very close on that guess.
Uh-huh.
The least amount of time is Hawkeye. Because, and by far too, Hawkeye apparently only has 12 minutes and 44 seconds of screen time. The next shortest is actually Thor, and he only has 25 minutes and 52 seconds. So Hawkeye has half the amount of time that Thor has on screen.
I don't just mean weapons. Since when is Strucker capable?
How would you? I don't know how much.
Banner and I'll give it the once before it goes back to Asgard.
his actor, Hawkeye's actor, what's his name? I forgot. Eric Renner or something like that?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. How would you like to get paid millions to be in a movie for 12 minutes?
Well, if you cut that down to dollars per minute or dollars per hour.
Man. Anyway, so here we are. We meet this lady. When they brought Hawkeye in, that was Helen Cho. Her specialty, actually, she's right here too. Right there in the blue and white. Her specialty is plastics or plastic surgery, but it's not plastic. It's actually organic human cells, materials. So when Hawkeye gets hurt or whatever, she's giving him new legs, but it's human legs. It's not fake legs. She will play a key role later in this movie. So I've got Bruce Banner and we've got Tony Stark being scientists here.
We've got a couple days with this joystick, so let's make the most.
I only need Tony Stark for two things, and actually, you know what? I think I could do Tony Stark for the whole thing. Maybe? I'm wrong. But what I've always done is I will be Tony Stark to start this room, and I will finish it off with Bruce Banner. So there we've got something to fix. Banner can't fix it, but Tony Stark can.
What's the rumpus?
Well,
he always has these things in his back pocket just in case.
So analyzing the gem.
Okay, now it was really hard to see, but on the right side of the screen, if you're paying attention, you can see that the desk suddenly got a little bit brighter and it started flashing. I cannot break these until I fix that machine. It's just one of those, another example of the step-by-step things that this game makes you do. I also cannot get into this room and do anything without those other two things happening first. In the movie, in Iron Man, I think it was, the very first Iron Man movie, he talks to his articulative robot here, and he tells him he's gonna keep putting a dunce hat on him. So I think it's funny that the Lego game here puts a crown on him instead of a dunce cap. Alright, so what they're doing here is Tony Stark is showing Bruce Banner Jarvis. So he made a visual of Jarvis. That's what this card will be. There we go. So Bruce grabs the Jarvis and he's going to throw him up right here. And apparently this is what artificial intelligence looks like.
Started out, Jarvis was just a natural.
Stark's going to ask what it looks like it's doing. And Banner's going to say, looks like it's thinking.
Yes?
I suspect not for long.
So now they're going to take Ultron from the Mind Stone, which is actually inside Loki's scepter. So they're gonna take Ultron out of here, artificial intelligence, and they're gonna compare him to Jarvis, the universal intelligence that Tony made. And they're gonna see that it's very similar. I read somewhere that Jarvis was also from the Mind Stone. Somehow, I don't really understand that, but it shows that both Vision and Ultron were made from Loki's staff.
Like it's thinking.
And Vision is good, Ultron is bad. So it shows you that maybe each Mind Stone has a light side and a dark side, or a good and a bad.
Peace in our time.
which would really be interesting. I don't know anything about the comics, but if they would discover and explore that, where the Infinity Stones have a good and a bad, that would be really interesting to see. But anyway, so they stayed up all night, 2 nights.
Variations on the interface.
Now it's party time.
Enjoy yourself, sir.
I always do.
I've got a fun fact for you.
Go for it.
Do you know what Jarvis stands for?
I don't know what Jarvis stands for.
It stands for just a rather very intelligent system. But it was also named after Howard Stark's butler, Jarvis.
Okay.
Who, by the way, spoiler alert, appears in Endgame.
Really?
And they use the same actor as they do in Peggy Carter's side tangent TV show.
That is interesting. So here I could do 1P2C. I could start transforming Tony into an Iron Man suit early with one of my controllers, but I haven't really practiced that enough to show that off in a marathon, so I'm just going to do this one controller, if that's okay with you guys. And if it's not, too bad. Only Maria Hill can do this one right here. And then only Thor can charge it.
No. See, this is not meant.
In this room I have 4 playable characters. Again, tied for the most that you can have in this category. Earlier I had mentioned that there was a room somewhere where I'm going to scan something. I'm going to switch to an Iron Man suit here. Rather than using Tony Stark to scan, I'm just going to switch to Iron Man. There it is. And here you can see that there's a little bit of a downtime while he switches into Iron Man. Each suit has its own animation there. I don't remember which this suit is called. Is it the Mark 49 or something? I don't know. But that's the animation for this suit. I think, Prince, when we did the Manhattan Hub and we were Iron Man all the time, wasn't there a gray suit that we used a lot? And I think that's because the animation to switch into it was a lot quicker. But that gray suit, it's not Iron Patriot. It's a different gray suit. That gray suit is unlockable. It's not available in any percent.
Is it Mark 1?
I don't think so. Although that would make sense because it was... But that was a clunky suit. It wasn't really a clunky suit. It was a normal Iron Man looking suit, it was just gray. So I don't know, maybe it was the Mark 1. But anyway, I think that has the shortest animation, and that's why we were always the gray one. But I suppose once we switch to the gray one anyways, then you stay the gray suit. Anyway, Stan Lee cameo, there he is. And I agree with him here. I think chocolate milkshakes are the way to go. I think they're better than strawberry milkshakes. Prince, if I remember right, you're a vanilla shake, right? Fan, right? Like vanilla.
It depends on the day, but mostly chocolate.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Loadicated who goes with vanilla. Also,
You're
shout
right.
outs to Loadicated Titanium and Lady Titanium for watching.
Oh, hey, shout outs to you guys. I'm not watching the stream right now, so I have no idea what's going on in chat. So, but shout outs to you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it.
Please, start by all means.
I want to point out Thor is holding a chocolate shake. This is the only cutscene where there is chocolate milkshakes. There's only a couple times where there's chocolate ice cream, but everything else, I think, everything else is all strawberry milkshakes. Or strawberry ice cream. popcorn back there.
The handle's imprinted, right? Like a security code?
It's a
You're
very,
not worthy.
very interesting theory. I have a simpler one.
Boo.
You're not worthy.
I love it. Alright, for the longest time, in this next room, for the longest time, we could not figure out what the trigger was for Iron Man to appear. It doesn't make any sense right now, but you'll see in just a minute. We couldn't figure out why Iron Man wouldn't appear. But I think the trigger is to kill all the enemies in the room. Normally, I mentioned it before too, normally we don't kill the enemies because they just keep appearing anyways, they keep spawning anyways, and so there's really no point to kill the enemies, you just waste time. But in this case, I need to kill all of them so that Iron Man appears. But first I'm going to be Hawkeye. I'm going to use his high frequency arrows to break some bookshelves, which I need to make a shield flinger. I don't think that's the technical term for it, but it's my term.
Oh man, does this mean the party's over?
Alright, so I gotta wait for those boxes to explode and then I can build a shield flinger, because that's the only way to get the shield over to Captain America. Hopefully I don't hit that enemy. Okay, good. Now, Prince, throughout the run, I've been referring to the Iron Legion as Ultrons, the bad guys as Ultrons. I think that's right. Am I right in saying that? I mean, we have Ultron, but then we have Ultrons, which are supposed to be the peacekeeping protocol.
These that you're fighting right now, they are part of the Iron Legion.
Right. But because they're on Ultron's side, I think they're called Ultrons.
Well, technically, they're all Ultron, because Ultron is the AI, which is infiltrated in every single one of them.
Oh, that's a good point. So I just have to kill these two guys here, and then Tony Stark should appear. Nope. One more guy. Okay, now he should appear. He's not appearing. Which bad guy am I missing? Alright, Iron Man. Anytime. Oh, there he is. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I wasn't watching. Alright, I need Hawkeye, because I need explosive arrows next. And then I need... Oh shoot, I need Maria Hill next. But I'll just build with Captain America. Only Maria Hill can do this switch here. Of course, she's the last one. There we go. Alright, the next one is Thor. I need Thor to appear somehow. I'm still not sure what the trigger is to get him to appear. I thought it was kill all the enemies, just like it is for Iron Man. But I've killed all the enemies, and I've still sat here and waited for Iron Man to show up. Or not Iron Man, Thor. So I don't know exactly what it is.
This region is unsafe.
There we go. See, I didn't even kill all the enemies there. But as soon as Thor shows up, I need to switch to him. And now I don't know what the end... I don't know how to end the chapter. I just have to wait for it to end. I could sit here and kill all the enemies, but more just keep appearing. I don't even kill all the enemies, and the chapter is supposed to end here. Come on, there we go. So that is the end of No Strings on Me. There are 4 chapters left in the entire game. About an hour and 20 minutes left. A little bit less than that. But we've already done 2 chapters for Age of Ultron. This is technically the second one, because the very first chapter of the game was Age of Ultron. Prince, you probably know this. Do you know which movie No Strings on Me comes from?
Pinocchio.
Yep, right. Man, I haven't seen Pinocchio since we were kids.
I don't even remember it.
It was a scary movie. I mean, to show that movie to kids nowadays, I don't know if I would show my boys that movie. It's kind of scary. But when we were kids, yeah, it was like, man, whatever. We've seen Scooby-Doo. Nothing will scare us now. Anyway, hey, Prince. Okay, so movie screen times again.
Okay.
Why don't you think about... we're going to have the 6 main Avengers, but we're also going to add Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Quicksilver. So now we've got 9 main Avengers.
Okay.
Which of those Avengers has the most screen time in Age of Ultron? And which one has the least amount of screen time in Age of Ultron?
What's this? A message.
When do you want an answer by?
Probably the end of this next chapter. End of anger management.
Okay.
Where is this guy now?
Oh, one thing I want to point out, I forgot to point it out during the cutscenes in that last chapter. But if you notice, you can see that Black Widow and Bruce Banner are starting to have a thing for each other. Did you know that their actors, Scarlett Johansson and Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner and Black Widow, they have the same birthday.
I did not know that.
They both have a birthday on November 22nd.
Huh.
According to Stark, Ulysses
I just want to say here quick that I want a flying character, and I want a flying character that has heat attached to them. So Iron Man is clearly the best choice because I want to go all the way over here. I'm going to use heat right away on the left, and then I need a scanner, and I need explosives, and Iron Man checks all those boxes. And so Iron Man is the best character to have at this point. Anyway, speaking of birthdays, shout outs to the Real Shorts girl. It is her birthday today. And instead of taking her out to dinner, like I should, like a good husband would, I'm sitting here playing Marvel's Avengers, and she's at work. So
Sounds
anyway,
like a great birthday.
Shout outs to Real Shorts girl. I love you. Thanks for letting me play this game. The other, also speaking of birthdays, there's a couple other Avenger characters that share birthdays. I'll give you the day. Their shared birthday is June 13th. There are 3 characters that shared June 13th as a birthday. You're probably not going to get it, Prince, so I'm not even going to make you guess.
Okay, good.
But it's the actors. It's not their characters in the game. It's the actors and actresses that I'm talking about now. But Chris Evans, the guy who plays Captain America, his birthday is June 13th, along with Dr. Selvig, which his character's name I can't pronounce, or his actor's name I can't pronounce, and also Quicksilver. All 3 of them, I believe, have the same birthday of June 13th. So this game likes to show you every little thing that you need to do in order to advance the game. And so that's what it's showing you now. Some more trivia for you, Prince, because there's a lot in these next few chapters that I want to bring up.
Okay.
So we're about halfway through Age of Ultron. I wanted to ask this question earlier, but I forgot. So anyway, is there a movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe where Thor appears without Loki?
Is there a scene with that?
Is there a whole entire movie where Thor and Loki do not appear together? Where Thor appears but Loki does not?
Oh boy. I'd have to think for a second.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute. That's okay. It was surprising, the answer. Well, I suppose I can tell you how many there are, and then you have to tell me which one it is. Do you want to know that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so there's only one movie where Thor appears and Loki does not.
Oh boy.
Dr. Bruce Banner was understandably a little hesitant to bring Hulk into battle with the Avengers.
It's okay if you don't get it. By the way, for those of you watching, I'm only asking Prince these hard questions because he's a bigger Marvel fan than I am. And so he can handle it. These are the big boy questions for him.
Sounds more effective than mellow jazz, bongo drums, or a big bag of jelly beans.
I'm sure he has his thinking face on.
I think it is Age of Ultron.
You are correct. It is this movie. This is the only movie where Thor appears and Loki does not.
I couldn't remember if there were any flashbacks to Loki being in here or not.
Because remember, at this time, just before this movie came out, we had Thor: The Dark World. And if you remember in that movie, we assume that Loki locked Odin away or killed him or something, because at the end of the movie, you know, Thor is having a moment with who he thinks is his dad on the throne. But really, it's Loki, you know, pretending to be him. And so during Age of Ultron, Loki is ruling in Asgard. So he does not appear here.
Oh, Junior. You're gonna break your old man's heart.
In this section here, we are fighting Ultron for the first time, but actually we're not going to fight Ultron. We're going to fight the twins. And there's going to be 3 waves where I fight Quicksilver. Scarlet Witch is going to kind of go off on her own. So right now I'm going to focus on Quicksilver. I want to be Thor. Come on. Oh, by the way, this room is horrible for switching characters.
Wow, this guy is
I'm sure I'll
fast.
get a lot of bad ones
How
here.
about tricking him into picking up your hammer?
So I don't want to get too close to Quicksilver, otherwise he pushes me away. So I stay over there, and I shoot the hammer at that wall. And then I trick him into, like, wanting to use it. I want Scarlet Witch next. Or not, why do I keep saying Scarlet Witch? I want Black Widow next. Like I said before, Black Widow now has electricity, where she didn't have electricity before. So in addition to scanning, she can now use, and being invisible, she can now use electricity to power these things. Which is really nice because her use of electricity is slightly faster than Thor. With Thor, you have to charge the hammer first and then use it. Whereas Scarlet Witch, she just has a little animation where she brings out her electric sticks and then she can charge it. Alright, I need Thor next, there we go. Or no, I'm sorry, I need Black Widow still. There we go. Wonderful switching.
Someone in chat asked, what about Endgame for Thor and Loki?
Yeah, that's true. I suppose the trivia fact that I looked up was before Endgame came out.
Well, here's the thing. Spoiler alert. Loki is in that movie. When they travel back in time to New York, Loki takes the...
yeah, you're right.
Travels off.
You're right. That's a good point. I haven't seen Endgame since it came out in theaters. I just saw it the one time. I haven't been able to see it a second time, so... my Endgame knowledge is a little rusty.
I've watched so many different videos on it. I've pretty much seen it like 5 times already. Do you have time for a donation?
Absolutely, go ahead.
I'll let Toffee say it if she wants to.
That was a horrible scan. Okay. I'm having a hard time here.
Yes, we actually have a donation.
Well, it is from Solid Ice. We just wanted to say good luck to everyone. Now, this, working out. It is a $5 donation, and I will check where it's going.
So if it was hard to hear... Oh, go ahead, Toffee.
Looks like it went to LEGO Marvel Superheroes to commission the custom character, and it's just runner's choice for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put it towards something else, like if I can.
That's fine with me.
That's a wasted thing.
I do have to say, my favorite MCU character that does not appear in this game is Spider-Man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Captain America's #1, but Spider-Man is my second favorite.
It's time for some mind.
So I'll wait for Toffee before I keep going on commentary. There is something I want to talk about here in a minute, so...
It was just the one donation.
Okay.
Snollet Ice says, oh, I'm dumb, I can't read. You can put it towards the Harry Potter all bonuses level, or all bonus levels.
Thanks for the donation, Snollet. Shoutouts to Snollet. So you can see here, here's another interesting fact. Scarlet Witch is manipulating the minds of Captain America and Black Widow and Thor, which leaves, and she also manipulated Tony Stark's mind early in the very first chapter of this game.
Only the breakable ones.
So, and pretty soon here, she's going to manipulate Hulk's mind, which means there's only one character whom she does not manipulate the mind of. Also, this band here, what I really found interesting in the movie, this band is the Roy Thomas band. Roy Thomas was an editor-in-chief in Marvel in the 70s, and he was one of the co-creators of Ultron and Vision. And so I think it's really cool that they stuck that in this movie. So, the only one not manipulated by Scarlet Witch is Hawkeye, which is a reversal of the first Avengers movie where only Hawkeye was manipulated by Loki. And I can't
Do you know
remember
why that happened?
Well, over here, it's in one of these cutscenes. I don't remember if it happened already or not, but Scarlet Witch is going to try to manipulate Hawkeye's eye, but he knows that she's coming, and so in the game here, he sticks a plunger on her face and says, "Not a fan." He says, "I've tried the mind control thing, not a fan."
I was thinking outside of the movie, do you know why they decided Hawkeye was not gonna get mind controlled?
I don't, but I do know that this probably has nothing to do with it. I do know that there was supposed to be a fight scene between Hawkeye and Iron Man, which refers back to the comics where Hawkeye is a bad guy in the Iron Man comics. Oh, here's the cutscene right here. Not a fan. And so they actually took that out of the movie. They took the Hawkeye Iron Man fight out of it. But I don't know the reason why they never manipulated his mind. Enlighten me.
It's because after the first Avengers movie, Hawkeye thought about, Jeremy Renner thought about quitting because one, he had very low screen time, and two, he wasn't really being himself. He was being mind controlled almost the entire movie.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
he's like, if something like this happens again, I will quit.
Huh.
So they decided, okay, we're not going to do that.
You might need to catch Dr. Banner.
That's interesting. He makes a good point, though.
Natasha, I could really
Do we have time for another donation?
Go for it.
Not for a while.
Toffee, you're up.
The whole team's down.
I'm calling it Veronica. That witch is messing with your mind. You're stronger than her. You're Bruce Banner.
Small decided to put in another donation, which is LMAO, I'm dumb, but do you know what isn't dumb? Helping fix it.
Veronica should be able to
That is correct. That is not dumb. Some would consider it a big brain.
Deploying.
Thank you for the donation, Snowled. Appreciate it. Prince, I'm going to ask you another trivia question, if that's okay.
Alrighty.
Don't look at the Hulkbuster in the game here because it's slightly different.
Okay.
But do you know how many arc reactors power the Hulkbuster in the movie?
Once upon a time I knew. I think it's upwards of 10.
You are very close. It's 9. There are three in the front and 6 in the back. The 3 in the front, there's 1 in the chest and then 1 on each knee. And then in the back, there's 4 on the middle of his back, and then there's 1 on each calf. So there are 9 arc reactors that power the Hulkbuster. That just shows you how strong the Hulk is. You know how strong Tony Stark or Iron Man is with 1 arc reactor, and you put 9 in the Hulkbuster, and it's almost pound for pound. It's amazing. You're Bruce Banner. Right, sorry. I won't mention puny Banner.
Just a little fun fact for you. All the incarnations of Hulk, except for the Grey Hulk, can lift approximately 100 tons when calm. The Grey Hulk starts off at approximately 75 tons.
Wow.
Hulk has shown many incredible feats over the years, including holding up a 150 billion ton mountain.
Deploying.
Holy cow.
So, if he had the ability to, I'm sure he could throw a planet or a moon at someone.
By the way, this pattern is always the same. There's 3 waves of it where he charges at you, and then you do this little short fight cutscene here. It's always A to flip him on his back, and then the first button is X, and then it's B to finish it off. So that pattern is always the same. You can get ready on it for the start of each wave.
It's almost like I just watched The Great Axby.
Oh, Prince. I don't know why I switched back to the Hulkbuster there. I think I pressed the wrong button. Alright, so one more wave. He's gonna be right over here. Alright. Switch to the Hulk Buster and whack him on the head. Come on now. There you go. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. This is what I tell my child every single night. Obviously, I am not hitting him, obviously, but I'm rocking my kid, I'm giving him a bottle of pacifier. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Come on, child, go to sleep.
Not that way, not that way.
I love this part. Punches him in the face. Pacifier. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Fun fact, Tony Stark quickly buys this building that he's about to destroy in the movie.
Yeah, once he views it, he's like, hey, Friday, how quickly can I buy this building? Which, by the way, after the whole Ultron situation became a thing, Jarvis kind of got scrambled up, and then Tony Stark switched to a different AI called Friday.
Yep. Alright, this next chapter is the worst chapter in the entire game. Korea Prospects. For whatever reason, well, we're going to go through a little bit of a hub here, which is fine. But when we actually get into the movie part of the chapter, it's horrible. Oh, here's this, actually this hub does have a lot to do with the movie. There's a lot of things very similar to the movie.
A few hours from.
Except for the chickens playing cards. That doesn't happen. But they all come to Barton's house.
Honey, I'm home. Company. Sorry, didn't call ahead.
But then Captain America and Iron Man are going to be, or Tony Stark, are going to be chopping wood for him. Hawkeye's wife is going to ask Iron Man to fix the tractor.
Starting to get a little cold.
So that's what we do here in the hub. Barton's farm is a hub level all by itself. There's a lot to do in it, and actually one of my favorite parts to do, one of my favorite missions in this hub level is where you have to lead a giant a T-Rex through the farm without being caught. That's a lot of fun. I know the T-Rex is some kind of Marvel character, but I think it's hilarious. One thing I should point out, so I need to target the right side of that tire swing up there on the branch. You cannot target it from the ground. For whatever reason, you cannot target it from the ground. So you actually have to go up, whoa, not that high. You actually have to go on, there we go, on the branch before you can hit it. It's really annoying. But anyway, I switched to Iron Man early because I need a scanner, I need explosives, I need all kinds of things, so I switched to him early. Now we're gonna chop some wood. Oh, Prince.
Yep.
You might find this interesting. So, Clint Barton's character, Hawkeye, there's only one time in this movie where someone actually calls him Hawkeye. It's when he comes here and his wife calls him Hawkeye.
Huh.
Nobody else says it. They always say Barton or
Clint.
Whatever. Clint. So, as long as I press the right buttons, the pattern speeds up. It gets faster and faster. If I mess one up, then it goes back to the original slow pace. So obviously I'd be losing time if I messed one up there.
Sorry. Well, Clint said you wouldn't mind. Our tractor doesn't seem to want to start at all. I thought maybe you might...
Don't take from my pile. Like I said before, flying is a lot faster than running. Although Captain America's here. Although he is a very fast runner. He's always on your left. So in this room, I need to use explosives. I need to fix. And I can only fix to a certain point. Yep, up to there. And then it drops a tire. And then I need to build this and pump. Ideally, I don't want to be Iron Man for this right here. Oh, come on now. Oh, I gotta build that. I forgot. So now I have to step on this pump. Ideally, I don't want to be Iron Man for it because he flies. But it's fine. It's quicker than switching to Steve Rogers there and jumping on it. Alright, so that's the hub. The Avengers in the cutscene are going to discover, they're going to try and figure out what Ultron's trying to do. He's trying to evolve. And then they remember, oh,
World-renowned geneticist
his
research into cellular regeneration
Iron
is
Legion,
second to none. Her latest
Iron Man
creation,
suit
located at the
wasn't really
genetics
functioning
lab, is known as
back
the
at
Cradle, which is
Avengers
now
Tower.
capable of synthesizing
So now he
and
needs
repairing
a new
damaged
body.
tissue.
And
By
they
the way, the
realize,
image
oh
that you're
wait,
seeing is
Helen
a
Cho is really good at
of the
making
Cradle. They kinda look
organic
alike. If Ultron
material.
got his hands on the
And
Cradle,
so
then there's no
they
telling
realize
what he
that
might be planning to do with
he's
it.
Ultron has gone to Helen Cho. He's gonna manipulate her mind and make her do what he wants. So the Avengers are figuring this out. Now they're gonna go to South Korea to try and intercept the body, the organic body that she's making for Ultron.
Who cares very much about
Also, during these cutscenes, you're gonna see that the twins realize that Ultron is bad. And so the twins are going to be caught up with Captain America, and they're going to end up being on the same team, and now those two are the Avengers. They're good guys now, is basically what I'm trying to say.
What does he want? To become better.
Another fun fact about the twins, Wanda and Pietro Maximoff, is that their father in the comic books is actually
Cellular cohesion will take a few hours, but we can initiate the
shoot, now I forgot his name.
We're uploading your cerebral matrix.
It's Eric, but he's Magneto. There we go.
He's dreaming.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So technically, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are mutants,
right?
But Disney can't call them that because Fox owns the rights to the mutants, or at least they did at the time of the making of Age of Ultron.
Right, so that's why they refer to them as the Enhanced, rather than mutants. Alright, so Prince, this is our favorite part of the game right here. When we are one player, we're gonna start off as Scarlet Witch, again, we're gonna start off as Black Widow, and I can't do anything as Black Widow, so I need to press Y and switch to Captain America. In fact, the game is even gonna put a button icon on top of Scarlet, oh my goodness, Black Widow, and say, hey, you need to switch to Captain America. And I could literally sit here for 10 minutes, no, maybe not 10, but I could sit here for a few minutes pressing Y and nothing will happen. So instead, I just add in a second player, and now I'm Captain America. So that's how we got around that. However, you can't just drop out Scarlet, oh my goodness, Black Widow. You have to keep her in. I found out, at least I think I found out, that if you drop out of first player, later in the waves of fights here, it gets soft locked. A button icon is supposed to appear above Captain America, but it won't if you just have second player in. So I'm going to keep first player in as long as I can so that it doesn't soft lock on me. Now, if it does soft lock, then I'm going to have to restart the chapter. And the run is going to be invalid. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Another thing I should mention here is that Captain America doesn't have his shield yet. Black Widow's actually holding it down there on the motorcycle. And so instead of attacking and punching and kicking these guys, which takes 4 hits, I would have to do that for each one, which 8 times 4 is... Prince?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh, 8 times 4 is?
32.
Very good. So it'd be 32 hits, or I could attack from the air and attack an area and hit 4 guys at once. So instead I'm only doing 4 hits for every 4 guys. So, and you battle 18 or 16 guys total. So what's 4 times 4, Dan? I mean, Prince? 16. So I was talking to somebody else. Anyway, so it's 16, so it's half. So it's 32 and 16. So I do half the amount of hits when I attack an area. Now, however, I have a shield now, and so I can just target and kill him in 1 hit, which is so much better. I love the shield. Oh, also, if you notice, Black Widow is just dying off in the background right now. Just running into all the traffic. Alright, so this is, coming up here, this is the soft lock area. So hopefully we don't get that. Alright, as long as a button appears above him. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, no soft lock, we're good. Whew. Otherwise we would waste at least 12 minutes getting back to this point, so that's huge. So, my theory proves right once again. As long as I leave first player in, it does not soft lock there. The alternate is I just stay first player and I wait at the beginning forever for the character switch to finally happen. That's the other thing I could do. But clearly I don't want to wait that long. It's faster to have 1 P2C.
I'm gonna try and keep him that way.
Alright, so I'm gonna build this, I think what it does is it talks to satellites. Because I'm gonna use that again. Or it talks to the Quinjet, maybe. Because in both instances, then a Quinjet appears. And so I'm gonna have that coming up here pretty soon.
Here's a fun fact about the Quinjet. Did you realize that it was the 5th installment of that jet?
5th version, you mean?
Yeah, the 5th version. Do you know what the jet was called before the Quinjet?
Oh, no, but I know where it came from. It came from Captain Marvel in that movie. I don't know what it was called now.
I'll give you a hint. If Quinn is a prefix for 5.
So the first version would be...
I don't know what the first, second, and third were, but I know the 4th one was called a Quadjet.
Quadjet, sure. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how in Captain Marvel, they, you know, that's where the origin of the Quinjet was from. Was it Nick Fury's like, no, I don't want to pick that one, that's the worst one, or whatever, and then they end up flying it anyways, and it turns into the Avengers Quinjet, the SHIELD Quinjet. Alright, so in this train car, oh, I still have my, okay, I don't want this character anymore. In this train car, I need to kill all of the enemies before anything happens. So I run to the end of the train and make them come to me. I believe what happens is I need Scarlet Witch to move this, yep. And then we're just gonna keep running all the way to the end of the... We're gonna skip this train car, we're gonna move right into the next one. Yeah, this one's blocked now. So I need Captain America to put the flames out. Because the material back there is too hot to manipulate with her mind right now. Come on now. There we go. You can only manipulate it if it's cool enough for you to touch with your mind. So I'm gonna skip this train car. I'm gonna go right through it to the next one. You can see that there's something I could manipulate back there. I could move with my mind, but that's like for extra things. I don't remember if that's a gold brick or if that's a character unlock or whatever that is, but we're gonna skip it. Here there's a giant hole in the floor, so I'm gonna build a bridge, and then I need Captain America to put the flames out, and then I need Scarlet Witch again to stop the train. And I can't do it from behind this wall. I have to do it from up here. Otherwise I could skip the flames, but this game is so step by step. There is literally no way to stop the train until you put the flames out. One really cool thing about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver is that they are very fast builders. You're gonna see how much faster they can build in this next room. Oh, I love this. We're mad scientists.
We're mad scientists. We're monsters, buddy.
Put Jarvis into this thing? No.
To help you
This thing.
put Jarvis into this thing.
So they stole the cradle. That's the body that Ultron was trying to upload his brain into. But the Avengers stole it, so now they're gonna put Jarvis in there. Captain America and company are afraid that if they put Jarvis in there, he's gonna be bad, just like Ultron.
Well, in any case,
They don't know that he's gonna be good.
Try to salvage some of the vehicle parts
So
and see
here,
what you can build.
oh no, not yet. Here's another special ability of Scarlet Witch. She can manipulate a person. You can actually control somebody else. So I pull open the lever there. I have to do this in order to call in the Quinjet. Okay, I'll take Quicksilver. I wanted Scarlet Witch, but anyway, I have to do all this in order to call in the Quinjet at the end. One of the things I need to do is get on top of the train so I can climb up that rope. You can get up there with Captain America, but you can't get up there with Scarlet Witch, and she's the one that you need up on the ceiling anyways. So we haven't found a way yet to get Scarlet Witch up there early. Otherwise we could probably skip some of this. But like I said before, we need these things to call in the Quinjet just a little bit. Ideally, I'd like to do that in just 2 hits. It took 4 this time, but that's alright. Alright, I need Quicksilver. There he is. His special ability, obviously, is that he's very fast. If I press B on an enemy, or not by an enemy, he can multiply into 3, and then he could attack more people at once. But it's still kind of slow. Oh shoot, there we go. I gotta build this. But it's still kind of slow, because you can't really aim a whole lot, or aim really well. So now I need Scarlet Witch. There she is. She needs to go up here. And then Stan Lee is trapped in the flames back there. He's in the ring of fire. So I need to use Scarlet Witch here. Oh good, okay, I died after I finished it. I was gonna say, I haven't mentioned it yet, but whenever I'm building, or whenever I am shooting a laser at a piece in the wall or something, come on now. I'm invincible, and I can't get hit. The only time I can get hit when I'm doing something is when I'm using electricity. I need Captain America. There he is. Because he's the only SHIELD agent right now. When you're using electricity. So, like when I was using her mind there, I couldn't get hit. But as soon as I became vulnerable again, as soon as I stopped using her mind, that's when I was vulnerable and I got hit. So that's the end of Korea Prospects. That was the worst chapter of the game. Because of, not because of the gameplay or anything, but because of the game itself. So we have 2 chapters left. Rise of Ultron is this next chapter. It's where the city of Sokovia starts to be lifted up into the sky. And at the end of the chapter, the Avengers are worried about how to get all the civilians off of the city so that they don't die. And then Nick Fury's going to show up.
I'm gonna say this once.
Another thing, Prince,
Not gonna happen.
did you read Frankenstein in high school?
I don't recall reading that, no.
I can't remember if I read it in high school or if that was in college. But Mary Shelley's Frankenstein has parallels to this right here. Dr. Frankenstein created his monster to something with peace. I don't remember exactly. But Tony Stark here, when they made the comics, Tony Stark created, or whoever it was, created Vision to be a peacekeeper. And just like in the book Frankenstein, they had to use electricity to get the monster going. So Thor here uses his electricity to finish off creating Vision.
There may be no way to trust me.
There's a lot deeper connections to it. I don't really have the details, and I don't want to say something's wrong, but it's very influenced by Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
3 minutes.
The short answer on Cliff Notes says, the short answer to your question might be this. Although Victor Frankenstein claimed to be creating his monster for the betterment of humankind, it's more likely that he did so out of arrogance or out of the desire to become like God.
Mm-hmm. Here's another example of loading times. This elevator does not take as long in PC. There we go. And that was the easiest hub level ever.
I remember one time when I was doing that hub level and I accidentally jumped off the building.
Oh yeah?
I had no idea what to do.
Yeah, because there's no way to get back up there unless you switch characters. I think, or no. There are places where you can beam yourself up to Manhattan, but that takes a long time. Or you can beam yourself back up there.
I think this was also before I realized you could do this, but you can run up walls with Quicksilver.
Really?
In the hubs.
Oh, okay. I'll say, I don't think I can do that in any percent. Then again, I've never tried. I didn't know I could maybe do that. Okay, Prince, I have another question for you.
Okay.
What Ultron's been building.
I'll tell you why I bring up this point later. But which Avenger of the main 9, which Avenger has a black belt in Wing Chun? Some kind of martial arts, Wing Chun. Which Avenger has a black belt in that? I believe it was the same martial art study, whatever you call it, that Bruce Lee did. The actor. So, which Avenger has a black belt in Wing Chun? I love that sound effect when the city pops out of the ground.
I would think that the most people would guess Black Widow, but I'm gonna say Scarlet Witch.
But I need the other guy.
Very good guesses, but not right. Like I say to my students, that was a good wrong answer. Because you put reasoning behind it. The correct answer is Robert Downey Jr. And there's a reference to it in the movie. At one point, he's wearing a Bruce Lee T-shirt, and so that's why I bring that up. This part can be really hard. You're supposed to press Y to switch between Hulk and Black Widow, but at the same time, Y also means jump off my back. so you have to really pay attention to who you are so that you don't jump off the back when it's not necessary.
I don't know why, but that just reminded me of the Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Dismount.
This part is really tricky too. You have to be in a specific spot to hit this target. Hey, first try, how about that? Nope. Okay, good. All I have to do is hit this target. Hulk will come back up all by himself. Switch, there we go. Alright, and then here, you'd think you'd want to shoot both of these targets. There's one on the left, one on the right. You'd think you'd want to shoot them at the same time, but for whatever reason, if you target both of them, then you miss. Okay, I didn't even shoot that third target, but I'll take it. Thanks, game.
Huh. I was wondering why that middle one was missing.
Yeah, I mean, it was there, and I was ready to target it, but I don't think I actually shot it. If I did shoot it, I missed seeing the animation there, but... Which is possible, because if you go all the way back to Helicarrier Havoc, do you remember when Hawkeye is shooting down at Nick Fury and at Maria Hill? The third wave, he uses the explosive arrow. And it actually happened this run. I didn't point it out, I didn't say anything about it, but there was no explosion animation. He just shot the arrow, and it was an invisible explosion. And so in this game, there are sometimes invisible animations, and maybe that's what I got there with the third shot, because I was trying to target early, and I did feel my controller vibrate just a little, so maybe I actually did target it, and it was an invisible animation. So maybe that's what it was. Alright, so very back and forth in this room between Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye. Because Hawkeye and Quicksilver are new, the game wants you to use them as often as possible. And so in these last two chapters, there's a lot of Scarlet Witch. I think I have to expose both these doors. I'm actually not sure. But I know that I have to shoot them more than once. One explosion usually doesn't cut it. I don't know why. Alright, so I've learned that if you don't bring both characters over yourself, sometimes they don't come. So I try to get one hit in over here with Hawkeye before I actually change to Scarlet Witch. In this run, that didn't work very well. But it works. Do you know anybody that likes to take a lot of baths? I don't. But if I did, I'm sure they wouldn't be taking a bath now. But this dude in this building, with all this going on, he insists on taking a bath. Come on now. You're supposed to
If I had to guess who it was, I'd have to say that's Covert Muffin.
Why? Okay, there we go. That's never happened to me before, where it takes 4 tries to try and get that. Anyway, you're about to see a cutscene where Iron Man saves somebody in a bathtub. There he is. Fully dressed, by the way. With a rubber ducky. And the rubber ducky is floating, so you know there's water in there. Okay, where are you, Hawkeye? Come on now. Oh, he's on the rope. No! Terrible switching. Don't jump down there. I need Hawkeye. Okay. That was bad. This chapter's not going very well so far. I blame Scarlet Witch. Last thing I need is for Hawkeye to fall down that hole. Alright, I've done this fight a lot of times, and I can tell you it is the worst fight in the entire game. I have to kill like 26 of these Ultrons, and all 3 of these characters are horrible for killing enemies. The best and fastest way to do it is to just shoot them with Hawkeye, but it's not working today. There we go. So what I'll do is, so now if you look right in the middle of the screen up top, maybe, oh there's one more left, okay. Now there's 25 I need to kill, and all 3 of these characters are horrible for fighting a lot of enemies at once. But the quickest way I found is just to stand here with Hawkeye and shoot. Until they don't appear anymore. I do have to say, this is probably my least favorite part of the game, this fight. So I'm going to do a special attack here and hopefully kill a few of them. I literally killed just 2 guys with that. That was pretty useless. I think Scarlet Witch's aerial attack is the most powerful out of the 3. Actually, I know it is. Ugh, this part is so slow. It doesn't help that they don't appear very often either. It would be really nice if all 25 spawned at once. As chaotic as that would be, it would save time. Because I wouldn't have to wait for anybody. It'd be like, if you've ever played Call of Duty Zombies, you know, where you've got a whole train of zombies following you, it'd be like that. But at least you could kill a bunch of them at a time. So I've got one more section here. It is Thor and Captain America. Another back and forth, step-by-step thing. But it should go quicker than that one. That section with Hawkeye and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch is the worst. It's the slowest part of the game, most unpredictable. So after all these cutscenes... Oh, were you napping? So ultimately I need to get over there and do that Avengers pad. But in order to get over there, I have to do a bunch of things first. First I have to use Rogers to put these flames out because the flames are hiding, conveniently, hiding the electricity switch. So I'm gonna switch to Thor and use his electricity. Zap Captain Rogers in the way. Alright. There's Stan Lee, by the way. You can see him on the right of your screen, now on the left side of your screen. In every single chapter there is a rescue Stan Lee mission. He's hidden somewhere throughout the chapter. Some of them are really fun to do. If you ever start charging Thor's electricity, you might as well finish it, because he does an animation where he kind of looks like he kind of goes, oh, if you don't finish it, and that animation takes a while. So if you accidentally start his electricity animation, just go ahead and finish it. It's not worth stopping it. So that cement truck has a ton of cement in it in order to fill that hole.
By the way, you can skip the cement truck. You can make the jump with Captain America, but it is very difficult to do so.
Right, not worth it in a marathon. Oops. Okay, there we go. Sometimes Thor can be lost. Prince will get this reference, but in 6-4, or no, in Dagobah, which is 5-4.
5-4.
In LEGO Star Wars 2, sometimes R2 can get lost. He can get stuck on something and just not show up. The same thing is like with Thor here. He can get lost, or he can be way far away. So I'm pretty happy that Thor was where he was.
I'm not leaving this rock with one civilian on it.
They didn't say we should leave.
Alright, so we're worried about our civilians. However, Nick Fury shows up to the rescue.
Glad you like the view, Romanov. It's about to get better.
There's the helicarrier. They have something called lifeboats, which are going to be smaller ships that will bring people to the helicarrier. Pigs are flying in this movie, in this game.
Pulled her out of mothballs with a couple of old friends. She's dusty, but she'll do.
So, Prince, can I tell you something else?
Yes, you can.
I'm very excited because right now I am 1.5 minutes ahead of world record pace. So that's pretty exciting. There's a chance that we could get our first world record here in LEGOthon 2019. As long as nothing goes really wrong here, we might have an incoming world record. World record for this game is 3 hours and 40 minutes and 31 seconds. So 3:40:31, and we're gonna be pretty close here.
That's with the new file or new game timing, correct?
That is correct. That's with the new timing method. The old world record had the old timing method, which started as soon as you control your characters. But this world record is the new one. New timing method.
Yeah,
So
you're ahead.
This hub section focuses on Quicksilver because we don't get to be him very often in the game. So here's a trivia question, Prince. What shoe brand does Quicksilver wear?
Ooh. Well, 3 major companies come to mind: Nike, Adidas, and Reebok. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Adidas.
I'm gonna say you are correct.
Yes.
Nice job. Alright, there we go. I had some trouble getting into the switch here, but we're all set now. He builds very quickly, which I love. Scarlet Witch also builds very quickly. So I run over here to start this cutscene so that the minor cutscene can keep on happening in the game back in the other spot. And then there's going to be a major cutscene here where the lifeboat leaves with that first group of hostages. So I skip one cutscene, kind of, by doing that. I want Quicksilver so that he can build faster, and he needs to use the switch anyways. This is our last shield pad where I need to reflect something back. It's really convenient how in Sokovia they build those giant radar dishes, or satellite dishes, with red, white, and blue. You know, just in case if I ever need to convert it into a shield switch someday. It's got the right colors already. So I'm just reflecting these shots back at the ship. I think I need to hit him 6 times. I definitely hit him way more than 6 times there. But, he has some iframes. Only one person uses that trampoline that I built for him.
Here's a fun fact for you, Shorts Boy.
Yeah.
The Sokovia flag is made up with a red, white, and blue color scheme. So,
really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We've got some people who apparently can't jump out of that door. I need Captain America for this section. By the way, Sokovia here is a hub. You can do certain missions and stuff on the island while it's up in the air. Not my favorite hub level, but it's there. And now I just need to wait for the cutscene to end. So that was the last hub section of the game. The next part is our last 1P2C that I can think of. I'm pretty sure it's our last 1P2C. Quicksilver stuck in the window.
You guys get to the boats.
Alright, we've got a lifeboat here.
Citizens have been successfully transported to the lifeboats. Begin the return to base. I repeat, all lifeboats return to
Our last instructional cutscene. I just want to say again, shoutouts to the LEGOthon community for putting this together. We are collecting donations to give to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It's near and dear to me because I have 3 boys. The oldest is 5, then 3, and then 7-month-old. I hope I never ever have to go to St. Jude's with my kids, but I know that if I had to, I'd be very well taken care of. So it's a great charity to donate towards. So again, shout outs to the LEGOthon community for doing this. I want to thank the community for including me in this marathon and letting me show off the 2 games that I play, which are this game obviously and LEGO Star Wars 2. So huge shout outs to them. There's the lifeboat. Oh, wrong controller. So I go around, I'm trying to find the lifeboat. It doesn't always appear right away. So I'm flying around in opposite directions, maximizing my coverage. And I'm trying to watch both screens at the same time, and it's kind of hard. But now in this next wave, I'm going to have 2 lifeboats, so hopefully I can get both lifeboats going. There's one, so I'm going to get him going. Oh, they're at the same spot. How convenient. So I gotta find the other one. Is Tony Stark. Iron Man. Where is it? It's not this one, is it? Oh, there it is. It appeared back there.
Boss, the potential for human casualties here is
There we go. So that's not ideal where they're doing separate things. I really would like them to be doing this at the same time. We've got one wave of 2 lifeboats left. So hopefully we can find them. Oh, sweet. Iron Patriots is right. Oh shoot, I missed it. Iron Patriots is right where he was spawned. And oh, that's the one that Iron Patriots got. Where's the other one? There it is, on the other side. So it is best that I finish. I get the last lifeboat with my first player controller, because that's who I want to be the rest of the game. So that wasn't the best 1P2C. Kind of bad spawning, but it all checks out. It's all good. Also shout out to Prince for being here on commentary throughout the run. Thanks for doing that. You have a lot more Marvel knowledge than I do, so thanks for backing up the facts and fact-checking me on a few things.
I had to Google a few things, but you're welcome.
I know that, Prince, do you have a run tonight in LEGOthon? I'll let you talk about it for a minute. You only have 1 minute to talk about it, though.
Okay, well, coming up next is Lego Island 2, and after that run is going to be a Lego Batman, the video game, Lockout Bingo, which will be featuring me against Waylon Wilt. And what a Lockout Bingo is you have to get more bingo goals than your opponent can. And so
I'm really excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
With our cards, there are 25 goals, and so the first to 13 will win.
Is it a bingo card that someone else picked for you, or is it going to be a random bingo card?
It'll be a completely random bingo card.
Nice. You two are the only ones who probably know about all the goals, so it'd be hard for someone else to put that together.
Well, I was one of the main makers for Lego Bingo, or Lego Batman Bingo, but the Lego Batman community as a whole created it.
Nice. So yeah, so you got that. Again, he said we got Lego Islands next. Lego Islands 2?
2.
Lego Islands 2, so stay tuned after this run for some more amazing Lego runs. This might win the award for the longest Lego game during LEGOthon.
I believe that's correct as far as an any percent goes.
Yeah. Yep, so, you know, ShortsBoy strats is to take the longest anyways, so figures it'd be me with the longest one.
Actually, it is the longest run of the marathon. The next closest would be Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga Any Percent 4-Way Race.
Ooh,
And
that's
that
gonna be
is
a lot of fun too.
That is happening on Saturday around 1:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of good Lego runs about to be doing this. I don't know if I'm the person that should say this, but you know, the whole reason why the Lego community wanted to put on a speedrunning marathon is because I feel like Lego games don't get a whole lot of spotlight in the major marathons, which is fine. We understand that they're longer games, a lot of cutscenes, but we thought this would be a really neat opportunity for us to come together as a community to show off these games. And so I'm very thankful that they included me on this. I've been playing this game for 2 years, and there's no way to shorten it anymore that I know of. And so this game really comes down to execution, which I really like in a speed run. I'm not a huge fan of going out of bounds and skipping over a whole level, but I like execution, and so this speed run is right up my alley, and I really enjoy it. And I hope that you guys have been able to follow along with my commentary. I know I can go off on tangents and I can explain things probably more than what they need to be explained. But thanks for hanging out. It was a lot of fun for me to do this, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the marathon. There's only one room left after this, I think. And it's where all the Avengers are together. As I mentioned before, there's only one room in the entire game where Iron Man and Thor are fighting together on the same team, and that comes up in this next room. This is the very last section of the last room. So that's really neat. I gotta watch the hammer here. Thor's gonna lose it. Okay, good, it's right next to Ultron. Sometimes it can get lost, but Vision needs to pick it up, and then it starts the cutscene. So, Prince, going back to screen time for this movie.
Oh boy.
Do you have any guesses on which character has the most screen time in this? Of the 9 main Avengers. who has the most screen time in this game?
Avengers, time to work for
I kind of want to say Hawkeye.
Really? Okay. Who has the least amount of screen time?
If Ultron gets a hand on the core, we lose.
I'm gonna say the Hulk.
Good wrong answers. That's okay. The Avenger, so there you see Iron Man and Thor together finally, but I won't get them until the third wave. The Avenger with the most screen time in this movie is the same as the one that had the most screen time in the last movie, is Captain America. And this time he has almost 5 more minutes than Iron Man, who is second place. The Avenger with the least amount of screen time surprised me. It is Vision. Mostly because he's not created until the end of the movie. But you'd think it, for me, I thought it would be Quicksilver. Quicksilver actually has the 4th most screen minutes. So I thought that was interesting. I hope you find that interesting too. So here I have to hold B and charge, and then a team pad is going to appear. It's going to be a Hawkeye and Quicksilver pad. Anybody can bring the pad, make it visible. But I need a Hawkeye first, and then Quicksilver. There we go. So we are getting very close to the end of the run. Again, we're on world record watch, amazingly. So here's Thor and Iron Man together, finally. Again, world record for this game is 3:40:31. And we don't have that much time left. So right now I'm just defeating as many enemies as I can. If you look up in the middle of the screen on the top, you see that Scarlet Witch has a meter that's growing. I need to fill that meter by killing enemies, and then she's gonna appear here any minute. There she is. I need to switch to her, and then she can do her burst attack. And then we only have one more section of this. So I was wrong. It's not the very last room in the very last section, but it's close. Second last room in the last... Second last section in the last room. There we go. Alright, so I gotta hit the switch here. Thor first, and then Iron Man. And then we get to finish off this room with my favorite character of the game, Iron Man. Now this is one room where you could be Hulk, and you could just go around smashing things incredibly fast. But like I said before, it's very uncontrolled, and you can't aim very well. So for me, it's just better to aim around the room with Captain America to build Scarlet Witch's meter at the top of the screen. I'm very careful not to press B right now because B would start a special attack with another Avenger, and those take a long time. Alright, we are going to beat world record by almost 2 minutes. It's going to be just under 2 minutes, but still. So we got cutscenes here. Maybe these are longer cutscenes than I remember. Nope. Okay, so Vision, I have to press X, and then I'm going to have to press B. And then they're going to go outside this church, and I have to press X with 3 characters. I can start pressing X now, and I'm going to start building Vision's meter. And then it's going to be Thor, and then I finish the game with Iron Man. Time comes as soon as the cutscene starts. So I'm building Vision's meter here, so get ready on time. There's Thor, and then Iron Man. And time. World record. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new world record.
Congratulations. Looks like this is a sub 339 as well. Nice job.
Yep, it is sub 339 on the LEGOthon timer 338.46. So that's really awesome. That's good. I never thought that in a marathon setting I would be able to pull it off, but I'm keeping my timer here in front of me, and I was able to get 3 gold splits throughout that run. The biggest time save was in Korea Prospects, where I was able to switch to Captain America right away on the semi-trailer. That's the biggest time save. When that actually works, it's awesome. I save a ton of time. So I'm going to leave it up to the LEGOthon moderators how much of this ending cutscene you want to watch yet. It goes on for another, I don't know, 2 minutes. There's a bunch of end credit scenes too. But once again, can I just say thank you to the LEGOthon community for putting this out, and thank you for including me on this. I really appreciate it. I enjoy speedrunning a lot, and these are the only 2 games that I run. So, my next game, Prince, thanks for asking. My next game that I'm going to work on speedrunning is Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. So I'm looking forward to being a part of that community. So, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great LEGOthon.